jumps even further in the polls once the convention's over. Meanwhile, former President Trump will be campaigning today in Michigan, while his running mate J.D. Vance will be in another important swing state, Nevada. We'll bring you complete coverage of the Democratic National Convention, including Tim Walz's speech Wednesday night, Kamala Harris's speech Thursday night here on 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station. Happening later this hour, the man charged with killing UGA law student and Lovejoy High School grad Tara Baker 23 years ago, set to be arraigned on murder charges. The cold case unit of the GBI identified Edric Faust as the main suspect in late April. After apparent new DNA evidence was found, he was arrested less than 2 weeks later. Baker's body was found in her burning home in Athens back in 2001. Faust's attorney has asked that bond be set before trial. Atlanta's mayor signed into law pay raises for city workers.
Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens says the city's new pay scale and reclassification structure is long overdue.
I wanted to make sure that we were paying people a quality wage for providing us quality work.
Changes are on every level, from a new minimum wage of $17.50 to a beefed up pension plan, public safety worker investments to accelerated raises for fire rescue.
We invested $15 million in a cost of living adjustments for all of our City of Atlanta employees, and we made our COVID era hazard pay a permanent pay.
The pay hikes begin in January. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
WSB scam alert. There's been a sharp rise in crooks targeting job seekers. The Identity Theft Resource Center says employment scams jumped 18% last year and stole more than $70 million.
Text messages will say things like, "We offer a job that takes only 30 minutes a day. Wouldn't we love that?" Or they'll post phony listings on job search websites like LinkedIn or Indeed.
And correspondent Anna Warner says many of the bogus jobs make promises like being your own boss and setting your own schedule. And look out for any job that asks for money up front. Another issue at Boeing is it pauses tests of its next-generation wide-body jetliner.
In the latest setback to Boeing's effort to certify its largest jetliner, which is already about 5 years behind schedule, the company has put certification flights on hold and is inspecting its 4-test 777X aircraft for cracking in a crucial structural component that mounts engines to the plane's wings. The company made the move after a damaged part was discovered on a 777-9 aircraft during routine maintenance following a test flight. RBC Capital says the grounding could delay deliveries of the plane until 2026. I'm Bloomberg's Steve Potusk for 95.5 WSB.
And this just in, getting some breaking news out of Carroll County this morning, where the sheriff's office confirms a deputy has been shot. Now, it happened on Don Rich Drive this morning. No details so far yet on the deputy's condition or any suspects. We will bring you updates, though, as we get them here at 95.5 WSB. Once again, though, sheriff's office confirming in Carroll County a deputy has been shot this morning. It is 9:03. Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. And we start with Triple Team Traffic. Here's Smile and Mark McKay.
All right, traffic moving again. Shot on the connector north of the airport. Crash went to the shoulder. Had all lanes blocked to get there. 7585 northbound University Avenue, exit 244. Sunshine's really done a number on the ride between sort of Vinings and Sandy Springs on the inner loop, 285 north. The inner loop is struggling from exit 15 South Cobb Drive past I-75. Getting to I-285 has been quite the hassle out of Ellenwood this morning, Ashley Prescott.
Very heavy traffic on 675 north coming up from Anvil Block. They still have the ramp from 675 to 285 east shut down. It's a little crowded through Morrow, but probably best to use I-75. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly sunny today with low humidity, high 88. Lows tonight falling to the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow mostly sunny, high 87. Sunshine prevails on Thursday, morning low 64, afternoon high 85.
It is currently 73 degrees in Ellenwood, 73 in Cartersville, 75 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Think of the message he sends around the world when he talks about America being a failing nation. He says we're losing. He's the loser. He's dead wrong.
I got a confession to make, friends. Deborah, will you allow me into the confessional?
Come in, my child.
I didn't watch a second of the Democratic National.
Me neither.
Not us. I know I should have for work. I know my boss is like wringing his hands right now, but man, I was in bed at 8:36, and
You didn't talk till like 11 or something?
I didn't listen. I'm sorry. How many Hail Marys, Mother Graces, whatever I gotta say? I didn't But to be fair, I watched maybe 5 minutes of the Republican National Convention. I just don't. I don't like pep rallies. That's what these are. I mean, we're going to cover it. Sweet Pea pulled audio. I watched, so I'm versed in it. But I don't want to lie and sit here and say I watched, from gavel to gavel. No, I didn't watch a second of it. I was watching Downton Abbey on Prime to go to sleep last night at 8. I'm sorry. If I let you down, I'm sorry. But I'm not that guy. I'm not the pep rally guy. When I was in high school, even when they had pep rallies for my teams, like when I was on the football team, I hated being there. Like, why? Why are we here? Come to the game, don't come to the game. We're not a good team. It doesn't matter. The pep rally doesn't matter. It reminds me of that scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You remember the pep rally scene there?
We just want to say that we're not spirit bunnies anymore. We always hated that name. It bugged the heck out of Dina and me. It's just such a put down. Really. We know you've got a lot of spirit, everybody, right? And we're going to destroy Lincoln next week, all right? It takes a lot of courage to get up here and do something that you know people will make fun of.
Yeah, I'm not going to make fun of anyone. And there's a Georgia Connection. Senator Warnock spoke. We'll play that. I've got cuts from Biden and Hillary and AOC and Jill Biden. And Biden has a daughter. I didn't even know he had a daughter. She spoke yesterday. So we'll cover it. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and break it down like I did. Biden went up at 11:30 p.m.
I thought he wasn't going to do anything past 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
Didn't he say that? Like,
Well,
I'm not going to do events past 8.
I guess now that he's not running, he's like, all right, I can stay up all night. Speaking of which, I had this observation not watching it last night. Again, I'm sorry. I didn't. If you watched it, I know Sweet Pea stayed up. Good for Sweet Pea. You folks listening might have stayed up and why. I'm sorry. It just didn't work out. Even if it was on at noon, I would not have watched it. I'm not a pep rally guy. I barely watch any of the RNC. I'm barely going to watch any of the DNC. It's not in my DNA to watch pep rally. I'd much rather watch a debate where there's substantive stuff and it's not a pep rally. It's not for me. But I thought about this. So one of the stories Deborah sent me was Bob Menendez is going to ask apparently Biden for a pardon. The most crooked senator in my lifetime. He should be locked under the jail. Like, just treasonous stuff Menendez did. Just awful. I despise that man and everything he stands for. Not to mention throwing his wife under the bus, blaming her. I mean, just despicable stuff. So I started thinking about that. And then I started thinking about Biden speaking yesterday. He did get a warm, the Democrats love Biden and all he's done, et cetera, et cetera. But I was thinking about who's the happiest person, Deborah, that Biden withdrew from the race?
Who's the happiest person?
Who do you think is like, yes, Biden's out of the race?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably you would think Kamala Harris, right?
I don't. I feel like all of a sudden she's thrown in this spot.
No, she's loving it.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely loving it. She didn't have to do a primary. She didn't have.
Okay.
She did not. Like,
right.
she is the second happiest person that Biden dropped out.
Jill?
No, Jill's mad. Jill wants
Hunter.
to be for Hunter is
Okay.
the happiest person on the planet that his dad dropped out. And you're like, why? That makes no sense. It makes perfect sense. So when Joe Biden was still at the top of the ticket and running for president, he made the pledge, I will not pardon my son. I am not going to pardon my son. He had to do that politically. He was running for president. Who would vote for him after he pardons his son who gets convicted? But now that he's not running, I will bet you $1 million of Leslie Longoria's money that he is pardoning his son on the last day of his presidency. 100%. There's no question. Hunter is dancing right now. I doubt his lawyers will even go to any of the court appearances now because they know it doesn't matter. All right, convict me, whatever. Dad's pardoning me January 4th. It doesn't matter. I'm out. He's got to be the happiest that his dad dropped out because he is getting that sweet, delicious cherry on top of the Sunday pardon from his dad. And I don't blame Joe Biden for that. If I have had a son that, and I was president, and I would definitely pardon him, especially now there's no political blowback for Biden. His political career's over.
Your dad in the school system, did he ever pull favors for you when you were in school?
No, but there was the threat of favors. There was I definitely got treated special, but I also had to be on my best behavior, so it was a double-edged sword. But Hunter Biden, I thought about it today. I'm like, Hunter Biden is the happiest person that his dad dropped out. Number 2 is Kamala, because she is the presidential nominee. Didn't have to campaign for it. Didn't have to do. I mean, she's doing it now, but she got the nomination. Well, it was like a knighting, like Queen Elizabeth knights. Who did she knight? Elton John, and that's it. They just kneeled in the sword, and now that's what she didn't have to do the legwork, the paperwork, the heavy lifting. She's the second happiest person. Hunter Biden, absolutely the happiest person that his dad dropped out, because he's getting that pardon now. He's getting that soft, fluffy, delicious pardon from his dad. And I don't blame his dad. I think most parents out there would say, yeah, short of being a mass murderer, they would probably pardon their kid if they had the power to do so. Anyway, that being said, I saw zero of the Democratic National Convention, but we're going to cover it for you here with other folks that did. Doug Sovereign from KCBS was live there last night during the convention. He's going to join us live after the news at 9:35, and we'll continue to update the DNC throughout the week. Just don't plan on me watching any of it. I'm not a pep rally guy. When we come back, we do have some breaking news in the Middle East. The ongoing peace talks. Israeli soldiers recovered the bodies of 6 hostages in Gaza. We're going to be all over that story next. Jordana Miller from ABC joins us next from Jerusalem on The Mark Arum Show.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 10. It's a Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Call Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning today and mention WSB Radio to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned plus a free hallway for only $139. Book online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zerorez, all we leave is clean.
Hi, I'm Chuck Gamble, Service Manager of Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. I make sure you get complete transparency every time you get your Lexus service at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Come and visit us today and see for yourself, or give us a call at 800-NEW-LEXUS.
If your cleaning company isn't giving your office building, warehouse, or distribution center the shine and cleaning it deserves every day, Georgia Facility Services will cure your janitorial headaches. Georgia Facility Services has been providing dependable, sparkling cleaning results for Metro Atlanta businesses for over 15 years. Georgia Facility Services ensures every corner shines bright, and every day you'll say good morning to a spotless workplace that impresses clients and boosts morale. Visit Georgia Facility Services online to schedule your appointment.
Even when it's not raining, there's signs your roof needs attention. Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Check for streaks and stains, loss of color, or granules in your downspouts or on the ground. Even if that wet spot on your ceiling is turned into a dry stain, it's still a problem. Need a new roof? Think of Findlay first. With exceptional service and pinpoint attention to detail, Findlay is a team I trust, and they offer 0% financing. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Hey guys, have Viagra or similar products let you down? Well, now there's new hope for men who suffer from ED or performance issues in the bedroom. Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back your intimacy. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Even if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, prostate issues, or simply think you're too old to perform like you used to, you'll be lasting longer than ever in the bedroom. Medications like Viagra or Cialis don't work for everyone and can have unpleasant side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately with no pain and no surgery. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
I'm with Chris Hoffman, host of Money Unleashed here on WSB. The 401k is the primary savings tool for many of us. Do you know what's in it? Would you like to know more? Chris Hoffman is offering you a chance to get your very own 401k x-ray.
We can do a complete study for you. You don't have to sit here and have us do it in front of you. We'll take the hours it takes for us to research everything, populate everything, run these reports for you, and we give you the reports, about a 10, 14-page report. It basically shows you how your portfolio has behaved over the past year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It also shows you the risk profile of that mix of asset classes that you have in there. It'll show you how much money you've got in bonds versus stocks versus alternative versus cash. It'll also give you a scatter plot diagram, which basically tells you what positions are highly volatile or are underperforming your overall portfolio mix. So really in-depth report, great study. Everybody seems to find value in it. So let us do that for you before you even come in for your first appointment. We'd have that and we'll give it to you. It's a great way to start, and it gives you information on your current portfolio. And there's usually 2 or 3 really nice golden nuggets in there of things that you can affect change on. I would take this opportunity to call us or go online and order your personalized portfolio x-ray.
Get the most out of your 401k by calling right now, 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858. And ask for your personalized 401k x-ray. Do it today.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group, Incorporated. Georgia Insurance License Number 163546.
9:17 on the Mark Arum Show, looking at south side delays live to the traffic center, and Mr. Mike Shields.
Yeah, Mark, and they continue with this tractor trailer that went on its side. The cleanup process continues. 675 northbound, the ramp to 285 eastbound. That ramp remains blocked. Delays back to Anvil Block Road. You can exit off there, just go a little west and use Moreland Avenue northbound as an alternate. This support is brought to you by WeBuyAnyCar.com. Avoid the hassle of selling privately or dealing with a dealer. We Buy Any Car is a fast and fair way to sell. Get your car's valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
If you stood with us in 2020, call upon your courageous heart. Stand with us today. Work harder than you have ever worked before in your life.
Ashley Biden, who knew? Biden had a daughter named Ashley. She was there speaking at the Democratic National Convention. Longoria, did you have any idea that Biden had a daughter?
I did not.
Yeah.
No.
I give her credit, staying under the radar. I had no idea.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I guess if your brother's Hunter, you're like, I'm gonna...
No, that's not the Biden family.
Yeah.
We're a different one.
Exactly. It's Biden. It's pronounced Biden. We will go live to Chicago after the news at 9:35 and break down what happened yesterday and what will happen today at the Democratic National Convention. Reporter Doug Sovereign's there. I want to know more about not just who spoke, but what was going on outside. How big were the protests outside? Jamie Dupree tweeted a picture. Jamie's there covering the DNC, and there was apparently like 1,000 protest signs that no one picked up. Like they had printed up too many protest signs and not enough protesters. So I'm going to see if that jives with what Doug Sovereign saw yesterday outside the United Center in Chicago. All right, we're going to head over to Israel now. Joining us from ABC News, it's correspondent Jordana Miller. Jordana, a couple of big issues I want to talk to you about. We'll start with the peace negotiations. Secretary of State Antony Blinken still in the region. What can we read into that?
That's right. The Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is in Egypt today. He's met a short while ago with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. And from Sisi's statement, it's clear they discussed how to move the Gaza ceasefire talks forward, how to get that deal over the finish line. And Egypt warning that, if a deal isn't clinched now, that we could see a major escalation of regional proportions. That is, remember, Iran and Hezbollah have held off on their reprisal strikes on Israel for twin assassinations a little more than 2 weeks ago. And if these Gaza ceasefire talks fail, Iran and Hezbollah could put those attack plans into motion. It's clear the Secretary of State is trying to get Hamas, back to the table. They weren't at the negotiations during the recent round in Doha that was led by CIA Chief Bill Burns. Hamas has put out statements that seem to dismiss and criticized the new U.S. bridging proposal. And so Blinken really needs to try to get them back to the table and see what they're willing to work with so that progress can be made. There is supposed to be another summit in Cairo at the end of this week, led again by Bill Burns and attended by the Israelis and the Egyptians and the Qataris. Let's see how that unfolds. I think that will tell us a lot about, if there's a real chance here for a breakthrough.
Jordan, do we know what the sticking points are that are holding up the peace negotiations, whether it be on the Hamas side or the Israeli side?
We do know one of the main disputes, the thorniest dispute, is how to secure the Egyptian-Gazan border. That's the 8-mile-long border where Israel now estimates that was the main gateway, dozens of smuggling tunnels, a main gateway for all the arms and materials and militants that Hamas brought into the Gaza Strip and over a decade built up their military capabilities. So Israel needs to be reassured that that border is going to be closely secured and monitored. And the Israeli Prime Minister wants, at least in the short term, for Israeli troops to be along that border. That, of course, is not acceptable for Hamas, but maybe they would accept a phased withdrawal just on that border. There's also another corridor that splits the Gaza Strip in two, the north from the southern half, and the Israeli Prime Minister also wants some troops there to check and make sure that young men who are returning to northern Gaza aren't armed. But that, again, is not acceptable to Hamas. They don't want checkpoints, if you will, going up in the Gaza Strip. So these are very serious security issues that have to be kind of worked out over the next several weeks.
Jordana, obviously Israel feeling pressure from the United States and its Western allies. Is there any entity, state, government that can pressure Hamas to make some concessions here?
Well, the state that can influence Hamas the most is Qatar, right? That is where Hamas is headquartered outside of the Gaza Strip. And Doha could not easily, but one pressure point is to kick out Hamas from Doha. The other is to use Al Jazeera, which is a network owned by Qatar and aligned with the leadership there, also to use their media to put more pressure on Hamas. Really they could cut off a lot of funding as well for Hamas. So Qatar is really the country that has the most influence right now over Hamas. And clearly the United States is going to be, asking Doha to do everything it can to get Hamas not only back to the table, but ready to actually end the war, right? I mean, the Israeli Prime Minister has a lot of political reasons for not ending the war. And I'm not convinced he's moved off of those points. I mean, they will likely bring down his government if he signs a ceasefire deal. And he doesn't seem willing to do that. But the Hamas leadership, led by Yahya Sinwar in the Gaza Strip, Yahya Sinwar also is unwilling to relinquish control over the Gaza Strip and surrender. So even if he's offered a deal to flee to Doha or Beirut or Damascus, he doesn't want to leave. So both of these leaders are trying to survive. And the sad part of it is that, the people paying the steepest price for their political ambitions are both the Israelis and the Gazans.
Jordana Miller joining us on the Mark Arum Show from ABC. Relatedly, bodies of 6 Israeli hostages have been retrieved from Gaza during an overnight military operation. What do we know about the hostage bodies that were recovered, and how did this recovery go down?
So the Israeli army carried out a special op overnight, and they pulled 6 male hostages' bodies out of a tunnel that was underneath Khan Yunis. That's Gaza's big southern city, where Israel's been operating for several days. It may be one of the reasons they went back to Khan Yunis for a third operation last week, possibly based on intel that these bodies were there. These are, of the 6, they were all on Israel's list of declared dead hostages. That is, Israel had already had enough intel to put them on a list of hostages that died in captivity after Hamas took them. 4 of them are senior citizens, actually, over the age of 75. So this was a group of vulnerable hostages to begin with. And the families, obviously, there's relief that they will be able to bury their loved ones in Israel and close what has been a painful and traumatic chapter for these families. On the other hand, it's also triggered kind of anger and anxiety among the other families of the hostages, right? Will their loved ones be soon on a dead list? You know, if these talks fail and there's a regional war or an escalation, that will delay a ceasefire for another several weeks. And for the families who are holding on to the hope that their loved ones are still alive, every day is a gamble with their loved ones' lives. So, you know, there's anger here that these are Israeli citizens that did appear in Hamas. Some of them were in Hamas videos just a few months ago. And if there had been a deal, they might have been saved.
Just a horrible situation. Jordana Miller, ABC News. Jordana, thanks for your time. Please stay safe.
Thank you. Talk soon.
Reporting from the region yesterday, apparently sources inside the meeting say it's not going well. Quote, the talks in Cairo were futile. We are definitely stuck, said one official. The Egyptians rejected part of the plan. Obviously, we'll continue to update the peace talks there. And the crazy story that 6 bodies of hostages were recovered by the Israeli forces yesterday. They were 6, though, that they knew had already been deceased. I got to apologize about Jill Biden. Not Jill, the daughter, Ashley Biden. I was like, I didn't know he had a daughter. I forgot about that whole awkward diary that she wrote. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where
she
discussed,
just stayed very under the radar, like you said.
Yeah, she hasn't been in the public, but she talked about an inappropriate shower as a kid. Yeah. So I do remember it, but I've never seen her speak or anything. So that was the first time. Yeah, that's right. He does have a daughter, Ashley Biden. That's not with Jill, though, right? Jill, they don't have kids. Oh, that is with Jill.
I think that is his daughter with Jill, right?
All right. I don't know the family tree, Deborah. And I'm not going to spend time. I'm not going to watch the DNC, and I'm not going to spend time on the Biden family tree. But we are going to do is cover the DNC for you. Coming back after news, weather, and traffic, we're going to go live to Chicago. Reporter Doug Sovereign there from KCBS covered the DNC last night. Preview it today. Thane Rosenbaum's going to join us after the news at 10 when we give away another $1,000 during the 5K a day bonus blitz. And actor-singer Tyrese is going to join us at 9:50. Very excited. So much more to come. Social medias are active throughout the broadcast at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
Hey, it's Scott Slade from iRoofer, FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, visit firstgaroof.com for the latest in designer architectural shingles. Firstgaroof.com.
Hey, this is Dr. Taylor from Be the Younger You Atlanta. Yes, our patients lose up to 20 to 30 pounds their first month, but that's only part of the story because losing weight by itself doesn't make you healthy. Think about it. Skinny people have heart attacks. Skinny people have strokes. Skinny people get cancer. Why? Largely due in part to chronic inflammation over time. Weight loss through anti-aging addresses that. That's why our patients feel so much better from the get-go. And so many get to reduce or even come off of their medications. Because if you're doing it right, you should feel great. And if you're trying to lose weight and are having side effects, guess what? Those side effects can increase chronic inflammation and they may never go away. That's why they don't get to where they want to be. So if you want to look better, feel better, and have better labs, go to BeTheYoungerYouATL.com. That's BeTheYoungerYouATL.com or call 770-415-3000. 770-415-3000. That's 770-415-3000.
Hi, this is Mark Spain. Skip the stress of constant cleaning and get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration. Our top story. Breaking news this morning from Carroll County. Watching this morning's breaking news, a sheriff's office says that a deputy has been shot this morning. Say it happened on Don Rich Drive. It's just west of Highway 27. That's Martha Berry Highway. So far, no details on the deputy's condition or any arrests. We are also hearing from the GBI. GBI this morning, so far, only calling it a criminal investigation in Carroll County, of course. So many questions about what is happening in Carroll County this morning, but we have heard that a deputy has been shot. We will keep you updated as we head through the morning and through the day here on 95.5 WSB. It is 76 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says, look for sunny skies, high in the upper 80s, low humidity today. Low tonight could dip into the mid-60s. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Also new this hour, the city of Ackworth announces it is removing the advisories at Lake Ackworth. Advisories have been put in place after a clogged sewer line caused an overflow and high bacteria in the lake on Friday. Swimming had been banned over the weekend, but that ban was later lifted, and now all advisories have been lifted as testing shows that levels are now within normal conditions. Hearing this morning that a new COVID vaccine is in the works for kids as they head back to school.
Yeah, we do expect that there will be a new strain of the COVID vaccine that will be offered in the coming weeks.
Dr. Georgina Peacock with the Atlanta-based CDC says the vaccine is recommended for kids 6 months and older, but she adds a nasal spray version of the vaccine will not be available this year. The federal government is defending a new gig worker rule against lawsuits from business groups in several states, including here in Georgia.
The Biden administration is fending off 5 lawsuits from business groups, trucking firms, and freelance writers in courts in Georgia, New Mexico, Texas, Tennessee, and Louisiana, seeking to block a rule they say makes it harder for businesses to treat workers as contractors. The Labor Department argues the challengers haven't experienced an injury. The regulation, which went into effect in March, updated the approach to determining whether a worker is an employee who is due minimum wage, overtime, and other protections, or an independent contractor. I'm Bloomberg's Steve Potusk for 95.5 WSB.
And a word for anyone who regularly uses Instagram or TikTok. Turns out all that scrolling on your phone is not helping your boredom. A study from the University of Toronto finds people who watch just one video on their phone reported being less bored and more satisfied than those who watch several little snippets of videos. That's also called digital switching. Study says it leads to a less engaging and less meaningful viewing experience. It is 9:32 as we check your money. Down start on Wall Street here on a Tuesday. Dow starts down more than 60 points. S&P and NASDAQ are slightly down here so far this morning. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
Good progress being made on the south side as crews are picking up the cones and starting to reopen the 675 northbound ramp to 285 eastbound. Delays still start back at Anvil Block Road. You can still avoid that and take Moreland Avenue as an alternate. And it looks like a crash working in at least one left lane, 75 southbound at I-575. Delays back to Wade Green Road. The support is brought by Ameris Bank. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Find out how they can help at amerisbank.com/with-you. That's amerisbank.com/with-you. Ameris Bank, we're with you. Member FDIC. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly sunny today, high 88, low humidity for tonight, so temperatures falling into the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 87. Thursday, plentiful sunshine, high 85.
70 degrees so far in Woodstock, 73 degrees in Snellville, 76 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10, breaking news when it happens. I'm Jed Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
All this week, the Democrats descend on Chicago.
Organizers of the Democratic National Convention laid out what voters can expect.
And 95.5 WSB has it covered.
Democrats are crowning Vice President Kamala Harris as the party
From
nominee.
the streets and the protests to the convention hall and the speeches.
And now officially the Democratic nominee.
Listen often as we bring you updates throughout the day.
Stand in solidarity with Palestinians.
We've got the DNC covered. 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station.
Are you ready to vote for freedom?
President Biden late last night at the DNC. Coming up in 2 minutes, we'll go live to Chicago. That's next on the Mark Arum Show.
It's time to get your home refreshed for fall with Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. It's Patrick, owner of Zerorez, the only cleaners that leave your carpets fresh with zero residue left behind. Traditional carpet cleaners use soaps and harsh chemicals that leave a sticky residue, attracting dirt over time. Our technology cleans with ZR Water, a patented cleaner that is completely safe for people, pets, and the planet. Calling the experts at Zerorez means you'll enjoy surfaces that stay cleaner longer without dirt dirt attracting residue. Still questioning our powerful cleaning system? Check out our over 20,000 reviews and a 4.9-star rating on Google. For a limited time only, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned plus a free hallway for only $139. That's right, call today and mention WSB Radio and you'll get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned plus a free hallway for only $139. Schedule online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. ZeroRes, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
In a crisis, your number one need is food, because when things go sideways, it's always one of the first things to sell out. But if you wait to stock up, all you'll find at the grocery store are crowds of desperate people and empty shelves. That's why FEMA and the Red Cross say you need at least 72 hours of non-perishable food. But here's the good news. For Patriots, the trusted preparedness company is offering listeners of this station a special buy one, get 2 free deal on its best-selling 72-hour survival food kits. This new and improved kit has 20 servings of delicious food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all designed to last for 25 years. It sells for $29 and has been rated 4.4 stars by thousands of happy customers. But when you act quickly and buy 1 kit, you will get 2 more kits absolutely free. That's 3 kits for the price of 1. $58 in free food. Go to freefood1.com. That's freefood1.com. This deal won't last. Go to freefood1.com now.
Bugs bugging you? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
People who have no vision, traffic in division. He does not know how to lead us, and so he wants to divide us. America, make no mistake, Donald Trump is a plague on the American conscience.
Preacher and Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock last night on the stage at the Democratic National Convention. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. We continue our coverage now live from Chicago. Joining us from KCBS, reporter Doug Sovern. Doug, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, good morning. Good to be with you.
Did you get any sleep? How tired are you right now? That thing went late.
I got about 4 hours. I'm really tired. I got 5 hours a night during the Republicans, so I'm doing a little worse here. But, this convention, that went really long and late. And Democratic conventions are always bigger and longer and more sprawling, and it just comes with the territory.
Speaking of late, President Biden took the stage, I'm guessing, like 11:30 p.m. Why so late? That seems like a bad political move to have the sitting president hit the stage so late.
Yeah, by my clock, it was 10:26 Central Time here. So, 11:26 Eastern, and he didn't wrap up till almost 12:30. Yeah, I mean, I think that's terrible because you want people in prime time. They always talk about not letting the final speaker speak past 11 o'clock Eastern. He didn't even come on until after 11 o'clock Eastern. They just ran really long, and, Senator Warnock there, you guys love him, but I didn't understand the logic of having after the high points of Hillary Clinton and AOC and all the other things they had there where people were really energized to then bring on Warnock and Senator Coons and, Bashir from Kentucky. I mean, and then push Biden even later. They were supposed to have James Taylor perform in the middle there, and they dropped back because they were running late. So you have to wonder, to some extent, was it intentional to have Joe Biden go that late in the theory that, they don't care as much if the Kamala Harris voters see him, but that would be awfully cold-hearted. So I have to believe it just is a matter of it running very, very late. When we know this is a president who said he doesn't like to work too late.
Yeah.
But it was as late as I've ever seen one run, and it was very long. And I will say the delegates hung in there. I mean, they were energized and attentive and showering him with love and affection. And the media were getting kind of worn out, but they seemed to be holding up pretty well.
And especially since it was supposed to be, this swan song, this great hug and kiss goodbye to Joe Biden, and then have him wait way past, well, it was past my bedtime, so I assume it's past the president's bedtime. It just seemed odd that they would schedule it like that.
Yeah, I agree. It was not the schedule. They ran about an hour over. He was supposed to speak an hour earlier.
Gotcha.
They were just running late, and they started dropping some people, including James Taylor. But, yeah, you do have to wonder about the programming and the planning that's how it ended up for him, which is unfortunate because, they were careful to tell us it's not a farewell address. He's going to give a farewell address in January, but it felt, as you say, like a swan song.
Aside from President Biden, from your vantage point, who was the most well-received speaker last night at the DNC?
Well, certainly when Kamala Harris came out, and we knew she was going to come, but the delegates didn't. It was a surprise to them. That was an energizing moment. Up to that point, people weren't paying that much attention. There was a lot of milling about and hubbub on the floor. She galvanized that room, and the energy level went through the roof, and then they were riveted the rest of the way, at least most of the rest of the way. And then Hillary Clinton really came out and wowed the crowd. Steve Kerr, the basketball coach, went over very well. AOC. Warnock went over extremely well, even though it was getting late at that point. But I think those were kind of the high points through the evening. And really the energy level, it was a 180 from when Kamala Harris showed up and then through Hillary Clinton, a little bit of a lull getting to Biden and then Biden himself.
I'm hearing that the vice president will be on the campaign trail today, and they're going to video conference in her speech from the campaign into the DNC. That's something that wouldn't have happened in 1968 or 1984.
I've never seen that before. I've been covering the Republican and Democratic convention since 2004, and that's unusual. And first of all, what is she, counter-programming her own convention? But they were going to do this rally in Milwaukee, and they moved it into the evening, so it's at 8 p.m., partly, I think, so more people can go to it, 8 p.m. Central. And then they're going to beam it into Chicago to the DNC. So, yes, she will end up basically speaking at her own convention tonight, giving her campaign stump speech. I don't know if they'll show the whole thing. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but I've never seen anyone do that before. It's highly unusual, but that's what they're going to do. So she'll be filling an arena in Milwaukee while her delegates are here in Chicago. They'll get to watch it remotely.
Doug Sovern, KCBS, joining us live on the Mark Arum Show from Chicago. Aside from the piped-in stump speech from the vice president today, who else is expected to take the stage?
The big centerpiece speech tonight is Barack Obama. And, of course, this is his hometown, adopted hometown. He's extremely popular here. He and Kamala Harris go back pretty far, about 20 years or so. She was one of the first endorsers of his campaign. She was on board very early, and he's been sort of a mentor to her in national politics. So he's going to give a speech. We all know what kind of speech Barack Obama can give, and I would expect he's going to flex his oratorical muscles tonight on her behalf.
Well, what about Michelle Obama? Will she be appearing?
Yeah, she'll be speaking too. We still don't know exactly when. I think she's going to be this evening. They've gone back and forth on that. At one point, we were told it would be last night. I'm assuming she's going to be tonight too and be earlier than Barack Obama. You could get the Obamas as a package, giving their big endorsement of Kamala Harris. So I think she is going to be tonight. They haven't given us the detailed rundown yet. As we saw from last night, the Democrats don't always run the tightest ship when it comes to these conventions. Things don't always go to clockwork, but I think she is going to be on the agenda tonight. But if not, she'll speak tomorrow.
What was going on outside the United Center? The big concern for a lot of Democrats was that the pro-Palestinian protesters would overshadow what was going on inside of the arena. What did it look like outside the United Center?
Yeah, they're not overshadowing it, but there's certainly a more significant presence here than they were in Milwaukee. There are more protesters. They are louder. They are more determined. They want to get their message across to their party and try to, persuade Kamala Harris to adopt some of their positions. So there are a lot more of them. And they got there was one moment last night, early in the evening. It was around maybe 5:30 Central Time, when a group of protesters actually knocked down some of the fences in the outermost perimeter. I mean, they were still a couple blocks from United Center. There are still multiple levels of barricades between them and the arena and a lot of law enforcement. So they breached that first perimeter and got arrested. And there was a moment where people thought, oh no, what's going on? But it was quelled pretty quickly. Other than that, it's been peaceful. That did cause a real logjam, though, for people getting into the arena because they closed some entrances and then backed up security, and a lot of people got in late, and which is one of the reasons I think that they started late is because they were trying to accommodate all those people trying to get into the arena.
There was whispers behind the scene that some of the uncommitted Democratic delegates, specifically from Michigan, wanted a platform on stage to discuss the situation in Gaza with the Palestinian people. Are they going to be able to get on stage and voice their concerns?
Yeah, those are more than whispers. They absolutely have been trying to get that, and their presence here, they have not been disruptive in any way in the hall. No, at the moment, from what I understand, they're not going to get one. I mean, they're not on the agenda now. I know they've been trying to get that. They have not been offered that slot. They would like to get up and have at least a few minutes on stage. It may be, since things tend to be in flux, that they will find some time for them by Thursday, but at the moment, that's not going to happen. Now, that leads you to the next question, which is, will they try to make their voices heard in some other way inside the hall? They haven't done that yet. I've certainly been at conventions in the past where people unfurl banners and things like that. in protest inside the convention. We'll see if that happens. But so far, no, everyone inside has been very well behaved. So we'll see if that changes if they are denied that opportunity.
Yeah, another thing to watch for tonight, Doug Sovereign, KCBS, live in Chicago. Doug, go take a nap. You got a long day ahead of you, my friend.
I wish I could take a nap, but I'm at the delegate breakfast. We're about to hear from Governor Pritzker, Governor Shapiro. There's a whole lineup. It's just the fun never stops.
Oh, enjoy. Hey, nothing better than free political food. Doug Sovereign, KCBS, great stuff there. All right, when we come back, actor, singer Tyrese Gibson joins us live on the Mark Arum Show. And don't forget, after the news at 10, your chance to win $1,000 in the 5K a day bonus blitz.
Stay connected to Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic with the 95.5 WSB app. Listen to Atlanta's morning news. EVH, Eric Erickson, Mark Arum, and Shelley Winter. No matter where you go, 95.5 WSB and the WSB app. Download it today or find us in the iHeart and Odyssey apps.
That spot on the ceiling, it's only gonna get worse. Hey, it's Dave Baker from my experts at Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Findlay now has 0% financing available, so it's even easier to get your roof replaced. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, you can save on just picked red, white, or black seedless grapes. They're on sale for $1.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Some things, friends, just better together. In fact, it'd be pretty cool if you can get your favorite streaming apps and internet together, right? Well, Xfinity thinks so. Hey, it's Mark Arum. That's what the Xfinity Stream Saver was designed to deliver. When you add Xfinity Stream Saver to your internet, you get Apple TV Plus, Netflix, and Peacock all for one low price. And now through September 22nd, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for $30 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract and Wi-Fi equipment included. Plus, add the Stream Saver, just $15 a month. That's a whole lot of entertainment for your money, all on the network built for streaming. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra after promo regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity Internet or TV, and the price is subject to change.
I'm here with Matt Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. Matt, why are people coming to see you and the team at the Vincent Financial Group right now?
We're seeing a lot of people who own 401k accounts, and they want to know things like, why is my account not keeping pace with the market? What am I actually investing in? And could I be doing something different for my retirement dollars?
These are very common questions for adults who are getting close to retirement. So what are you and the team at the Vincent Financial Group offering right now?
We want to offer a second opinion of your portfolio. We call it a portfolio deep dive. It's going to look at your most recent statement and review all the details of your investment choices and see how they're performing against your goals. Then we're going to show you what's working, what's not working, and if there are opportunities to make adjustments. From there, we'll give you a copy of the report to keep and make suggestions if we think there are better ways to align with your retirement goals. That's without even becoming a client.
This is a great opportunity for adults near or even in retirement that need a second set of eyes. So, Matt, how can people get in touch with you and the team at the Vincent Financial Group?
Call us today at 770-280-1488. We want to offer this second opinion deep dive service at no cost or obligation. And if you'd like to have us continue to customize your plan after that initial meeting, that's great. We would love to do that for you. We would have already begun the process, but that next step is entirely up to you.
Now is the time to take advantage of it. Get your no cost, no obligation second opinion service from the team at the Vincent Financial Group. Call today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. You can always get more at retireatlradio.com, and we invite you to join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 5 a.m. here on WSB.
By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities, offered through Matthew Decker, Georgia Insurance License number 2880209. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.
If you have water stains or an older roof and need repair work or an estimate, try My Roofer, FGA Roofing. Or if you'd like to upgrade your exterior with designer architectural shingles, try FGA Roofing. This is Scott Slade. For quality and craftsmanship, go to firstgaroof.com.
9:50 on the Mark Arum Show, checking the ride around town to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Here's Mike Shields.
And Mark, watching a travel advisory in Marietta right now. The crash in 2 left lanes, 75 southbound right at I-575, impacting 75 south back to Wade Green Road, exit 273. The express lanes, if you have a Peach Pass, always an option for you, or Highway 41 Cobb Parkway. And good news on the south side, overturned truck crash cleanup now all gone, 675 northbound, the ramp to 285 eastbound. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
The future of our country is in the hands of those in this room and all of you watching at home. It's going to take all of us, and we can't afford to lose.
Another Biden on the stage last night at the Democratic National Convention. That is First Lady Jill Biden. Does she carry that moniker for the rest of her life? Right, you always call a former president.
Former First Lady? Do you say that?
Like if she came to the studio for an interview after
That's how we called Rosalind Carter, right? We always refer to her as First Lady. I mean, I always thought of her that way.
I think there are some things, like if you're an ambassador, once you're an ambassador, you're always referred to as an ambassador. Like when I run into Andrew Young.
Sure, you always refer to him as Ambassador
Yes.
Young. Yes.
Hey, ambassador. So I think the same with the First Lady. You don't say, hi, former First Lady Biden. You say, hello, or if Jimmy Carter, when I ran into him, it was President Carter. So I think that you will carry, Jill Biden will carry that First Lady moniker for the rest of her life. Interesting. Anyway, we'll continue to update the Democratic National Convention throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. Joining us live now, we I don't know what to call him, Renaissance man. Tyrese Gibson joins us on the market. You're a Renaissance man, my friend. How are you?
I am just I'm just a little black boy from Watts, South Central LA that just wakes up every day and dreams with my eyes open.
I mean, you've won Grammys 6 times. You're an accomplished actor. When you wake up, do you go, I'm an actor, I'm a singer, or just a Renaissance man?
I'm just a man trying to take advantage of my America.
Excellent. I'm very excited. You got, a new movie coming out in theaters 10 days from now on August 30th called 1992. 1992, I am a freshman/sophomore in college. There was a lot of interesting news going on in 1992. What does this movie focus on?
This movie, well, first of all, rest in peace to a true legend and icon and Ray Liotta, who scared the hell out of me on set when we did this movie because he's so intense. Him and his son, Scott Eastwood, they decided that while everybody, black and brown culture, including the Koreans in South Central, all of us are going crazy, rioting, looting because of the Rodney King verdict. When they let the white police officers off in the Simi Valley, everybody went crazy, and I was out there looting and rioting and protesting too because I lived there. So instead of Ray Liotta and his son, Scott Eastwood, focusing on the sensitivities of this really racist injustice, right, of letting these officers get off scot-free, they decided to break into a damn warehouse and steal $50 million in platinum bars.
Oh.
So if you watch this film, if you think that this movie is about riot and looting, that's about 7% of the movie. This movie is a crime action thriller that will have you on the edge of your seat as Ray Liotta literally breaks into a warehouse and steals $50 million in platinum bars. It is completely insane. And it's everyone is saying that this is the most diverse film in the history of South Central LA films. We got Colors, Training Day, Society, Boys in the Hood, Baby Boy, Straight Outta Compton. This is the most diverse film ever, and rightfully so, because they're breaking into a warehouse and steal platinum bars.
Tyrese, I got to ask, did Ray Liotta pass away after you guys had finished filming, or was it during?
It was after.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we experienced my best man and Paul Walker filming while we were filming, or passing away while we were filming. But Ray Liotta, you know, this was his last piece of art. And again, some people do these interviews worried about the box office. Man, I'm not worried about the box office. I literally just want y'all to go see this movie because the movie is crazy. It's action-packed. It's Ray Liotta's last piece of work.
Wow.
And, I mean, it's going to have you on the edge of your seat, man. I really – and here's the thing. I love you guys, right? Y'all listen to people trying to sell movies every day. Go ahead and order your box office tickets at the last minute and be sitting on the front row. You know we getting old. We can't be that close to the screen. Okay?
Absolutely.
But
and I love the fact that, so 1992, I still dress like it's 1992. So I'm very curious to see what the fashion looks like in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. We didn't miss the mark. You will not see nobody pull out an iPhone.
That's so. Do we have? So we interviewed Ray Liotta many times. This is my favorite Ray Liotta cut from an interview. We tried to get him to do a drop for the show. What did it sound like?
Hey, this is Ray Liotta, and you're listening to the
Legend.
Oh my God.
Legend.
Oh man, don't make me cry.
Yeah.
Oh God. Love you, Ray Liotta, and thank you, Ray Liotta. Let me say this myself. I can't speak for everybody. The director of this film did another film with Ray Liotta called The Iceman.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Everybody's Iceman. That's a real legendary film. His name is Ariel Vroman. He's Israeli from Israel. This man is incredible the way he captured Ray Liotta in his last film. The most incredible moment of my life has been that just like Paul Walker blessed me in life and ended up creating blessings for all, even in their passing. Meaning this, like everything about the charitable organization that Paul has, everything about the charitable organization that Ray Liotta has, everything about the fact that the whole world is anticipating this film, and they've decided to leave the world. They didn't leave on purpose, but they left the world with some beautiful artwork. They put some real numbers up on the board and said, I'm going to gracefully bow out of this thing. I'm going to do it with real impact. To this day, Fast and the Furious did $1.7 billion in the box office, the most successful Fast and the Furious of all of the ones, you know, from Paul's passing. And what a blessing that man was in my life,
For sure. Listen, Tyrese, I mean, I was going to go see the film anyway, but knowing that it's Ray Liotta's last film, I am 100% there. I'll see it multiple times. 1992 is in theaters on August 30th. Tyrese Gibson, a pleasure. Good luck with the film, my friend.
Yeah, well, can I tell you one last thing that'll put a smile on your face?
Sure, you got 30 seconds.
Okay. David Foster came out of retirement to produce my current album, which is entitled Beautiful Pain. It's got Lenny Kravitz, Kenny G. It's 20 songs total. It's live. It's about my divorce, and it's about me finding love again. It's entitled Beautiful Pain. My current single dedicated to my mother, rest in peace, is called Wildflower. It's a song that David produced and wrote from 50 years ago, and he came back and did it for me, the remake. And the album is called Beautiful Pain, and you can listen to Wildflower on all streaming platforms, and go to Tyrese.tv to pre-order the Beautiful Pain album, and they're both dropping on Labor Day weekend.
Doing it now. Tyrese, we got a break for news. Thank you, my friend.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is your old AC unit on its last legs during the sweltering heat? Well, I got great news for you. It's Mark Aram back from my friends at Reliable Air. Check out this amazing offer. Free AC until 2025. That's right. Get a new system and make no payments until next year. Next day installation guaranteed and an unmatched lifetime warranty. Amazing. Limited time offer with a lifetime warranty. All you got to do is call 770-817-3760 or visit reliableair.com and book a free consultation.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I am Sabrina Cupid, and our top story this morning is breaking right now. A Carroll County deputy has been shot this morning while executing a search warrant at a home on Don Rich Drive, which is off of Highway 27 in Carrollton. The GBI is working with the Carroll County Sheriff's Department and gathering information at the scene right now. There's no word yet on that deputy's condition. We will bring you more information on this breaking story as we get it. And as you remember, just this weekend, a Paulding County deputy was shot and killed. All right, your weather for today. It's going to be mostly sunny, warm, low humidity, highs around 88. We'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast with WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. That'll come your way in just over 2 minutes. This is new this morning. Advisories have now been lifted after a sewage overflow near Lake Ackworth. Bacteria levels are now back to baseline or normal levels. Cobb County Water says that grease clogged a sewer line and caused an overflow near a creek that feeds into that lake. Residents were advised to limit exposure to the water, but again, those advisories have just been lifted this morning. Also new since Atlanta's Morning News, school is back in session and there have already been reports of COVID cases in some classes here in Metro Atlanta, and a new COVID vaccine is expected to be available in just a matter of weeks now. Dr. Georgina Peacock, director of the Immunization Services Division of CDC, talked with me this morning.
It is recommended for children over the age of 6 months as a routine vaccination once a year.
And she says while in the future there may be a nasal spray version of the COVID vaccine, it will not be available this year. The federal government is defending a new gig worker rule against lawsuits from business groups in several states, including Georgia.
The Biden administration is fending off 5 lawsuits from business groups, trucking firms, and freelance writers in courts in Georgia, New Mexico, Texas, Tennessee, and Louisiana, seeking to block a rule they say makes it harder for businesses to treat workers as contractors. The Labor Department argues that challengers haven't experienced an injury. The regulation, which went into effect in March, updated the approach to determining whether a worker is an employee who is due minimum wage, overtime, and other protections, or an independent contractor. I'm Bloomberg's Steve Potusk for 95.5 WSB.
There has been a big increase in criminals targeting job seekers. The Identity Theft Resource Center says employment scams rose 18% last year. The FBI says they cost people more than $70 million in 2023 alone. Consumer investigative reporter Anna Warner has more on the scam and how you can protect yourself.
Just delete them. Those scam texts that come in, and they tend to come in bunches, right? But do your research. So if you really think it's serious, look up the name of the company or the person who's hiring you and the words scam.
And she says if you see a job scam or lose money to one, you'll want to report it to the FTC. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 43 points at 40,852. So the Dow's down slightly. NASDAQ and S&P are up slightly here at 10:03. That means it's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center on this Tuesday morning.
Good morning, Sabrina. Trying to get some better news here in Cobb County. We've had a crash working in 2 left lanes, trying to get it down to 1 left lane. 75 southbound right where 575 merges in. It is stacked up back to Wade Green Road. You can use the express lanes or Highway 41 Cobb Parkway as your alternates. Heads up in Gwinnett County, stall HOT lane, 85 southbound right before 316. Again, that is in the HOT lane. No big delays, but use caution as that car is stopped there. And crash moved all to the right downtown, 7585 northbound at I-20. Traffic brought to you by the Hartford Small Business Insurance. The Hartford Small Business Insurance offers insurance solutions to fit your needs. Learn more about the Hartford Small Business Insurance and why over 1 million small business owners trust them. Visit thehartford.com/small business. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly sunny today with low humidity, high 88. Lows tonight falling to the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow mostly sunny, high 87. Sunshine prevails on Thursday, morning low 64, afternoon high 85.
It is 72 degrees in Kennesaw, 74 in Riverdale, and Jefferson. You have 74 degrees right now in sunshine. We'll have more news at 10:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Tuesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Everybody on board today, Deborah Green, the executive producer of the show, Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window, Sweet Pea Purnell screens your calls. In just minutes, I am going to give you the 5K a day bonus blitz keyword. Once I give you that keyword, you'll enter it into the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash, and you have until 10:30 for your chance to win $1,000. Here's the deal. After 10:30, if you've entered and you get a call from an unknown number, that might be us telling you won $1,000. So I know you don't like to answer unknown numbers. I don't. But if you hit decline, there's your chance for $1,000. So answer the phone if you get an unknown call after 10:30. Again, that's just, I'm going to give you the keyword in just a couple of minutes. We're going to continue to monitor what's going on at the DNC and the Israeli peace talks, but I want to talk about this story that broke yesterday.
I'm taking responsibility because I have to. There's no other way around it. To my family, friends, and supporters, and the people of New York's 3rd Congressional District, I offer my deepest apologies. It has been the proudest achievement of my life to represent you.
That's former New York Congressman George Santos after he pled guilty to federal fraud charges. Joining us live to discuss, CBS legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum. Thane, good morning, my friend.
Hey, Mark. Always great hearing your voice. Thank you.
Likewise. Been a minute. You've been, vacationing in the south of France. You took that Mediterranean cruise, but it's good to have you back on. What an about face for George Santos pleading, proclaiming his innocence. He wouldn't resign from the House. He got forced out of the House. And then yesterday, a full mea culpa. I did bad. I did wrong. I need help. What was your take on the plea deal?
Look, Mark, he didn't really have any defenses, right? He said he went to NYU and graduated. He didn't. He said his grandparents were Holocaust survivors. He's not Jewish. They were not survivors. He said he worked at Citibank and Goldman Sachs. He was never near there. He never worked there. He said, ready for this? He said he was a collegiate volleyball player. He wasn't that. Yet he raised money and misrepresented to Congress when forced to testify that all those things were true when none of those things were true. And then it appears that he used campaign finance money that was raised for his campaign on personal items like his wardrobe. So, issues related to identity theft and money laundering and wire fraud were really on the table. They were very hard to rebut. He was facing 20 years in prison. Yes, he maintained his innocence, but frankly, he'd just already been expelled from the House. He had nothing to gain. He could only lose. He could spend 20 years in prison, or he could have defenses which I think are indefensible. What I just said to you, you either have a degree from NYU or you don't. Your parents, grandparents are survivors. And also, I think, frankly, Mark, in this city, New York City, where there's still a relatively large number of Holocaust survivors in Long Island, that's a horrible thing to misrepresent. People don't like that.
But is that illegal, Thane? Saying that you went to NYU, saying your grandparents were Holocaust survivors? I mean, it's dirty, it's lying, and deceitful. But is that illegal to do that?
Well, it is if you're saying, and give me money because I want to be your congressperson. I understand your issues. My grandparents were survivors. I would never let anything happen to Israel. Let me tell you why. My grandparents were survivors.
Yeah.
What? All right, here's a check. So that's really what this is about, that he was saying, what are the things that impress New Yorkers? Well, working at Goldman Sachs is cool. I'll tell them I did that. So, yeah, I think he was, in trouble. I think when he was indignant that he was innocent and he would refuse to step down from the House, but when he was expelled, he only had upside risks, right? 20 years in jail. Here, he pleads guilty. He'll be sentenced. I thought there's a chance that he won't get jail time at all.
Really?
I thought, but I'm told that the DA's office is recommending 3 years. But if he's pleading guilty to all the major charges, there's 23 charges. Look, I don't know. I mean, would they use this to make an example of him? Maybe. But the fact that he turned around like that suggested to me that his lawyer said to him, you'd be crazy not to. They're offering you a really good deal. And this will be a very embarrassing trial, right? Because again, the lies are so self-condemning.
That's, I mean, listen. I have many issues with George Santos, but if he doesn't get a day in jail out of this, I'm going to be upset. I can imagine a lot of New Yorkers would be upset that if he just gets probation or house arrest or something like that.
Yeah, no, look, I agree. I just think that that's a possibility because the turnaround was quick. Remember, they weren't going to pick a jury until September 9th. He had time.
Yeah.
Something happened. He said, I'm going the distance. They expected this trial to end just before the election. He was indignant that he wanted to vindicate himself. So when I see something like that, somebody read him the riot act, but again, it may be, Mark, you'd say that there's a big difference between 3 years and 20 years.
Yeah.
And we recognize that he might spend 20, so take the 3.
Fantastic if he does. There's one more related story to Santos. Apparently, I don't know the backstory on this. You might think he sued Jimmy Kimmel for some cameo videos that he did, and that case got thrown out of court. I don't know the backstory on it. I guess Kimmel paid, or someone from Kimmel's staff paid Santos to make those cameo videos, and I guess they used him on the show, and Santos sued him, but the judge threw that out of court.
Right. Well, remember, he came into court, I think I was on your show a week or so ago, and he said, I want every juror during jury selection to fill out this 140 questionnaire to demonstrate that they would be impartial because I've received so much pretrial publicity. There's no way I can get a fair trial in Long Island, right? So he came in with that. The judge denied that request. But the irony of that, Mark, was that he was the one that was creating all the publicity, right? And what you're describing is yet another example. He was in touch with the producers of Jimmy Kimmel to do something. He was like Donald Trump. I'm going to publicize this trial, but then Santos ended up saying, and now there's too much publicity. I can get a fair trial even though I generated it.
Can I ask you one more question about a crooked politician?
Yeah.
Bob Menendez, saw today in the news he is hoping that President Biden gives him a pardon. Where's the Menendez case stand right now?
Well, we know that his wife probably won't be tried because of her illness.
Mm-hmm.
But that case is, again, very self-condemning. The amount of cash and gold bars in his house. It's unlikely that he's going to get a good outcome. He did spend, his entire time in the Senate was spent side by side with Joe Biden. And I wouldn't be surprised if he thought, Biden at his age might, pardon him.
Well, the good news for Menendez is gold bars hit $1 million now in value. Gold has shot up, so at least Bob Menendez has that under his pillow. Thane is on Twitter at Thane Rosenbaum. Great stuff as always, my friend, and hopefully we get you back on soon.
Thanks, Mark. Good hearing your voice.
Likewise. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum. Ineligible for the 5K a day giveaway bonus blitz. Here it is, your keyword, folks. Flight. F-L-I-G-H-T. The keyword is flight. Enter the keyword flight into the WSB Radio app or go to WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 for your chance to win $1,000. And after 10:30, you get an unknown call. Answer it. Could be us. The 5K a day bonus blitz keyword is flight. F-L-I-G-H-T. Flight. Good luck, everybody.
This week, the Democrats descend on Chicago.
Organizers of the Democratic National Convention laid out what voters can expect.
And 95.5 WSB has it covered.
Democrats are crowning Vice President Kamala Harris as the party
Listen
nominee.
often as we bring you updates throughout the day.
What kind of country do we want to live in?
We've got the DNC covered.
We'll have complete coverage of the Democratic National Convention.
95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station.
Who do you trust in your home? This is Scott Slade. Here's one way to get to that. Something I've heard described as the 3 C's of trust. Competence, character, and caring. That means they know what they're doing, they're good people, and they truly care about doing a great job for you every time. You know, that really describes how I feel about Ragsdale Heating and Air. Not only are they taking care of my air conditioning, heating, plumbing, or electrical, they're taking care of my home and my loved ones, too. So when I say I trust Ragsdale, I mean that on every level. I've been a happy customer for years. And did you know that many of their employees have been with the company for 10 to 25 years plus? If you've got AC trouble, call Ragsdale today. If you're ready for a new system, you can still take advantage of their biggest specials of the summer off a new Carrier home comfort system. And that includes Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust. Online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Belinda Skelton here with another powerful testimonial from a patient who visited Virtual Imaging and had a life-saving experience by being proactive about their health. Greg, I want to hear your story.
I'm Greg Langford. I'm a nationally touring stand-up comedian under the name of Uncle G, and the story I'm about to tell you is no joke. I was up in New York performing at Caroline's on Broadway, and I had absolutely no energy. The biggest weekend of my life, I can't go. And as soon as that gig was over, I got back to Atlanta and they did an EKG, took my blood pressure, said, "You're okay?" I said, "No, I'm having issues." I knew they were wrong. From the parking lot, I called Virtual Imaging. They did the CT scan. My phone rang at 7 o'clock the next morning. If you have a score of 100 and below, you're okay. 200, you might want to eat better. 300, you got a high probability of having an incident. My score was 2780.
Oh, my.
They told me get to a cardiologist immediately. They did a stress test on a Thursday and told me we're operating on you on Monday. Get out there and get this thing done. It saved my life.
Folks, what are you waiting for? Virtual Imaging has a low-dose CT scan to screen your heart, lungs, and can detect early-stage cancer, and now they have brain scans. Call today and receive a free heart scan for you and your plus one. Yes, free with minimum requirements. Call 678-369-0202 or visit virtualimagingatl.com.
Death, taxes, and foundation repair your home. 3 things guaranteed in life. Y'all, it's Eric for Engineered Solutions of Georgia. If you start seeing cracks in your wall, a major sign of home foundation issues, call 678-ESOG now. Get a free home inspection. They're the only company in Georgia with a team of licensed engineers on staff. 678-ESOG now. Get a free home inspection. 678-ESOG now.
Dial 678-ESOG now.
We all belong in Brookhaven. Whether you're starting a family or starting a business, a lover of international cuisine, or a fan of hometown festivals and events, Brookhaven is the place for you. In just over 10 years, the city of Brookhaven has earned a reputation for excellence and diversity as a safe and thriving town filled with beautiful parks, great schools, and flourishing businesses. All are welcome, and there's something for everyone. Because in Brookhaven, we're better together. Learn more at brookhavenga.gov.
If your dishwasher breaks, you can use paper plates. But if your roof is old and leaking, that needs to be dealt with immediately. Hey, it's Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. They've mastered roof replacement with impeccable, high-quality work. Findlay has seen it all and replaced it all and backed it all with a free lifetime labor and materials warranty. With 0% financing available, you can take care of your roof issues now. Get your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com. Roof.
Hey guys, have Viagra or similar products let you down? Well, now there's new hope for men who suffer from ED or performance issues in the bedroom. Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back your intimacy. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Even if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, prostate issues, or simply think you're too old to perform like you used to, you'll be lasting longer than ever in the bedroom. Medications like Viagra or Cialis don't work for everyone and can have unpleasant side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately with no pain and no surgery. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
10:19 on the Mark Arum Show. Still plenty of interstate delays around town. Live with the latest, here's Alex Williams.
Yeah, been slow out of Kennesaw into Marietta. Crash still on the left shoulder. 75 southbound, right where 575 merges in, so delays back toward Wade Green Road, but they are improving. Still slow out of Gwinnett County down into Norcross, 85 southbound, leaving Highway 316 down toward Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. In downtown, crash cleared, 75-85 northbound at I-20 exit 247, but still seeing those brake lights starting back before University Avenue. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
And yes, I saw him. I saw him holding the Bible and endorsing a Bible as if it needed his endorsement. He should try reading it.
Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock last night at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. We'll continue coverage of the DNC throughout the week here on 95.5 WSB. The Democratic National Pep Rally coming a month after the Republican National Pep Rally. But that was a local connection there, Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock. Reminder, in case you missed it, the 5K Day Bonus Blitz keyword is FLIGHT, F-L-I-G-H-T. Enter the keyword FLIGHT into the WSB Radio app or go to WSBRadio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 for your chance to win $1,000 courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and 95.5 WSB. And if you get an unknown number calling your phone after 10:30, it might be us telling you won $1,000. Coming up after the news at 10:35, Scott Slade is going to join us live. I love biblical history, and Deborah found a story today. Longoria, you don't have to answer. You can just nod. I don't want to put pressure on you and your Catholicism.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Shroud of Turin?
I am. Yes,
yes, you've heard that,
yes.
right? So I remember as a kid, whatever the Leonard Nimoy would do the show Unsolved Mystery.
Unsolved something, yeah.
And he did one on the Shroud of Turin. And I was like 7 years old. I was like, Mom, we got to go to Turin, Italy to see the Shroud of Turin. And she's like, pipe down, kid, you're Jewish. So for those that aren't familiar with the Shroud of Turin, Deborah, it's a shroud, like a piece of cloth that has what it looks like the depiction of Jesus on it.
Right.
Like
so
a burial cloth.
When Jesus was taken down from the cross and buried by his family and friends, basically, they wrapped him in a shroud, a piece of cloth, and put him in this side of a cave, basically, sealed it up. And so it should be the cloth that was covering his body, which is why they say they have the print. It would be like bloodstains and sweat of a face and body images where his wounds would be. And so the resurrection, when they went back in the resurrection, his body wasn't there. It was
the
just
cloth was there.
The cloth was there, yes.
So the shroud eventually made its way to Turin, Italy. I'm not going to bore you with the backstory, but it gets to Italy, and it's become a sacred artifact in Catholicism and Christianity. Like, this is the shroud that covered Jesus. Much like, what was the Tom Hanks movie that was based on the books, and he was going around looking for
Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, the Da Vinci Code, like pieces of the cross, legitimate pieces of the cross. This is a big one, though. This is a big historical
this could be his burial
artifact.
Cloth, yeah.
And fast forward to the 90s when we started getting more technologically advanced, and they took a sample of the shroud, and they're like, no, it's Middle Ages. It's not. It couldn't have been.
It's too new. It wouldn't have been the actual cloth.
Yeah. So nice try. It's a nice relic, but it's too new for it to be Jesus. Now, additional testing says, hold up, wait a minute. This shroud is 2,000 years old.
Yeah, so they have new technology that we're able to test the cloth, and there's been really hesitant to test it. You don't want to cut it up in pieces if it is the actual piece of cloth that he was buried in. So now they found this new way to date it. The fibers that were actually around, were they able to be then? Did they grow in that area? Could have actually have been cloth that was made at that time. And this is saying, it's actually closer to the date that we think Jesus was crucified.
Yeah.
So it's another step saying this is legit.
Now, again, if I owned the Shroud of Turin, if I was the church that owned the Shroud of Turin, I wouldn't mess around with it. I'd be like, no, you're not getting a piece of this thing. But we should be in 2024 to the point where they can scan it or do some sort of...
And that's kind of what this new technology has been able to do.
That's big.
It's huge.
Yeah. Again, not confirming that it's the Shroud, but... Before, in the 90s, it was like, no, it's from the 1400s, go away. But now it's like, oh, wait a second, these fibers are from the time of Jesus. Well, I think it's a fascinating story. I'm mad I didn't, when I went to Italy for my honeymoon, that we didn't do that. We did a lot of the...
It's not nearby. You were in South Italy. Yeah, it's not nearby because we went too, and I tried to figure it out, and it just would have taken like 2 days to do the whole thing.
Can I talk one more religious story?
Sure.
This popped up. Again, social media is evil, but sometimes you learn some stuff. Have you ever heard of the Loreto chapel
Yes, New Mexico.
staircase.
New Mexico. I'm going in the spring.
I never heard of this thing.
Built by Joseph, St. Joseph, yes.
So the correct me if I'm wrong. So there's a staircase. It was a church or a convent.
Yes, it was some nuns that had a
New
small
Mexico.
church in Santa Fe, and they needed to build a staircase because of the way the church was built. There was no easy way to do it.
So the story I read in the research, because I just found out about this yesterday, they hired someone to build a staircase, but the guy that built it, or he died, or he couldn't finish it. It didn't work. It was a spiral staircase that went up to the second floor, and for whatever reason, he couldn't finish it. So the nuns prayed for 9 days to Saint Joseph.
Well, they prayed for a miracle.
Yes, and Saint Joseph, he was the miracle.
Supposedly, yes. So,
Yes.
so they tried to build the staircase. It would have been too big. They couldn't do it. So they prayed that somehow the staircase would be built.
They took an ad out in a newspaper too, like, "Hey, we need a carpenter." Stranger rolls into town on a donkey, a burro, Longorio, a burro.
Very basic tools.
Yes,
Basic tools. Not even any lumber, just
Nothing.
some tools, and says, "Yeah, I'll build your staircase for you, but I need you ladies to leave me alone and do it in peace." And then he finishes it, disappears.
Pieces out, doesn't say goodbye.
Never gets to say thank you, goodbye, anything like
They
that.
didn't pay him. He just got on his burro and left.
But the miracle is no hammer, no nails, just lumber pieced together, kind of stacked away to make this staircase.
And modern engineers look at it and go, "This is impossible. Like it structurally shouldn't be standing the way it's built." I saw that
and
story
that's why
yesterday.
they think it's St. Joseph.
Yeah, it's a
who
miracle.
was Jesus' dad.
Yeah, it's a legit. So you're going there.
Yeah, my mom has wanted to go forever. So when you take spring break, I get to take spring break, and I'm taking her.
I want to go there. I had never heard of that. There's miracles all around us. We didn't even know. So Joseph was a carpenter as well.
Well, yeah, it's Jesus' dad.
Yeah.
He taught him his trade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. All right, let's do, you know what, Mark Aram Jesus Tour. We'll go to Turin, Italy and see the Shroud. Then we'll go to New Mexico, and then we'll finish up at Erickson's house.
Oh, no crown of thorns in France?
Oh, we could do that too.
Yeah.
We'll add to it. All right, news, weather, and traffic 3 minutes away. When we come back, Scott Slade joins us live. Social medias are active during the show at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
Summer was fun, but it's time to get your home fresh and clean for fall. Hey Atlanta, it's Patrick, owner of Zero Res. Give the cleaning pros at Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning a call today and mention WSB Radio to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a hallway for only $139. That's right, 3 rooms of carpet plus a free hallway for only $139. Just mention WSB. Book online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
The rental rush is here. Hey, it's Mark Arum from my good friends at Renters Warehouse. With all the talk about commissions in the news lately, doesn't selling your house feel more volatile and uncertain than ever? Well, it does to me. It's one more reason why renting your home is so much smarter, especially when you hire my pals at Renters Warehouse to manage your property for you. Renting cuts through the confusion so you can be confident in your ability to earn monthly cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits for the long term. And with Renters Warehouse managing your property, you can sit back and collect the money. Tenants, they find the best. Rent, they collect for you. Maintenance request, they handle them 24/7, all for one low monthly flat fee, and they'll even warranty your tenants for free. Remember, selling is uncertain, but renting is reliable, especially with the experienced Renters Warehouse team on your side. Find out how much rent your home can get by visiting rwatlanta.com today. That's rwatlanta.com, or call 404-662-2322.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. 888-471-3896. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call 888-471-3896. Again, that's 888-471-3896.
Hey, it's Scott Slade from my roofer, FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, visit firstgaroof.com for the latest in designer architectural shingles. firstgaroof.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. We do have breaking news this morning. A Carroll County deputy has been shot while executing a search warrant at a home on Don Rich Drive off Highway 72 in Carrollton. Here's what we know so far. That deputy was transported to the hospital. We have no word on his condition. The GBI is aiding the Carroll County Sheriff's Office in this investigation. It's not clear exactly what happened other than that officer was executing a search warrant. Authorities are asking the public to stay clear of that area as this investigation is ongoing. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office asking for prayers for the deputy, his family, and their department. This comes just 3 days after Paulding County Sheriff's Deputy Brandon Cunningham was shot and killed responding to a home near Hiram. We, of course, will continue to stay on top of this breaking story out of Carroll County and bring you more information as we get it. Mostly sunny and warm today. Low humidity again with a high of 88, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Milton City leaders have approved a plan now to lower the speed limit on 3 city roads.
Be prepared to hit the brakes if you're driving around Batesville, Hamby, and Hickory Flats roads. The Milton City Council votes in favor of dropping speed limits on those roads from 45 to 40 miles an hour. In choosing the roads, the city's Public Works Department looked at daily traffic volume, average speeds, and where bicycles are frequently used. It's the second round of speed reductions in Milton since last summer. The Georgia Department of Transportation still has to sign off on the changes. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Happening now, crews are adding new fencing around the United Center following a breach during a protest at the Democratic National Convention. Just as delegates were arriving at the arena, some demonstrators breached the outer security fence. At least 4 people were arrested. And this is day 2 of the convention. Both Barack Obama and Michelle Obama will be making their case tonight for why Kamala Harris should be president. We'll bring you complete coverage of the Democratic National Convention, including live coverage of Tim Walz's speech Wednesday night and Kamala Harris's speech on Thursday night right here on 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station. All right, a potential short circuit leading to a big recall at BMW. Jeff Gilbert has details.
This involves 720,000 BMWs covering a wide variety of models, including the 3 Series sedan and X1 and X5 SUVs. A connector in the water pump can short circuit. That's a fire risk. There have been 18 incidents, but no reports of any injuries.
And he says that dealers will repair any problems and install a corrective shield. The world's oldest person has now died.
Her name, Maria Brañas, an American-born Spaniard considered to be the world's oldest person at 117, has died. Her family in Catalan, writing on social media, say she's gone the way she wanted, in her sleep, at peace, and without pain.
Tom Rivers reports that she was living in a nursing home at the time of her death. As we take a look at the markets, the Dow currently down 35 points at 40,860. NASDAQ's down 59. The S&P's down 8. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And right now, Sabrina, we are still improving out of Kennesaw into Marietta. Crash cleared from the left shoulder, clearing from the left shoulder. 75 southbound right where 575 merges in there, so a little slow into Marietta. Checking on possible new trouble, 85 southbound. Right around Pleasantdale Road. Haven't found it just yet, but you're still slow as you make your way between Duluth and Norcross. And you got construction. They're on scene directing traffic into Cobb County on Briarcliff Road at La Vista Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly sunny today, high 88, low humidity for tonight, so temperatures falling into the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 87. Thursday, plentiful sunshine, high 85.
All right, it's 75 degrees in Alpharetta, 78 in Athens. Vining has 76 degrees right now. And we have a little bit of new information on that Carroll County deputy that was shot this morning while executing that search warrant. This was at a home on Don Rich Drive of Highway 27 in Carrollton. I'm just now hearing that the sheriff's office says that the suspect is dead. The deputy is in critical condition. So that is new information. We'll bring you more on this breaking story as we get it. But again, the sheriff's office saying the suspect is dead. The deputy is in critical condition at the hospital right now. All right, we'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic
We're
hits,
looking at trouble on the ramp to 85 north from the
the
inner loop.
Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Extreme delays on I-20 East.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Use the Peach Pass Express lanes or Highway 41 as an alternative.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
America, make no mistake, Donald Trump is a plague on the American conscience.
Raphael Warnock last night at the Democratic National Convention. Still to come. We'll continue to update the DNC, but joining us live in 2 minutes, Scott Slade next on the Mark Arum Show.
The past few months have been incredibly tough for me. It's Belinda Skelton, and just before the holidays, my dad passed away. And now my brother and I are responsible for my mom's care needs. Balancing my role as wife, mom, and daughter have been overwhelming. My mom needs round-the-clock care, and I felt this guilt, like I had to do everything myself. Luckily, my brother and I were referred to Four Seasons Home Care. They've become our lifeline, ensuring mom is happy and well cared for right at home, where she wants to be. Four Seasons Home Care is local, family-run business, not a franchise or a national corporation, so trust me, they care. They helped us find compassionate caregivers, allowing me to focus on being a daughter. If you have aging parents, don't wait on this. Reach out to Four Seasons Home Care and start the conversation. It's a free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Are you a builder in need of permit documents today? Sketchhouse Architects is approaching architecture in a way never seen before with next-day architectural services. Our fees are incredibly low and our quality is very high. Sketchhouse is a full-service architectural firm with multiple licensed architects on staff that will fast-track your project from cocktail napkin sketch all the way through permitting without slowing you down. Don't get caught with a stop work order. Call Sketchhouse Architects and let's get started. Visit sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, H-A-U-S, sketchhouse.com.
Is your old AC unit on its last legs during the sweltering heat? Well, I got great news for you. It's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Air. Check out this amazing offer. Free AC until 2025. That's right. Get a new system and make no payments until next year. Next day installation guaranteed and an unmatched lifetime warranty. Amazing. Limited time offer with a lifetime warranty. All you got to do is call 770-817-3760 or visit reliableair.com and book a free consultation.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
10:37 on this Tuesday. The news team at hard following this breaking news right now. Deputy shot in Carroll County. Sabrina just gave us the update. Suspect dead. The deputy is in critical condition. The news team working to get more information on that. That, of course, coming on the heels of the Paulding County deputy shot and killed in the line of duty. First deputy in Paulding County history, going back to the 1800s, to be killed in the line of duty. Brandon Cunningham, only 30 years old, leaves behind a wife and 2 young children. Updating the fundraising efforts, Deborah, from the Paulding Public Safety Appreciation Incorporation. We tweeted out and posted the link on my Facebook page yesterday. Already up over $40,000 raised for the Cunningham family. So if you missed that yesterday and you want to donate, just go to my Twitter page or Facebook page. And even if you can't donate it, just share the post so we can get more eyes on that. But again, we're following the breaking news in the news room right now. Carroll County deputy shot in the line of duty is in critical condition. The suspect is deceased. Not the news I wanted to bring in our buddy Scott Slade with, but Scott, good morning, my friend.
Mark, good morning. Just more evidence that law enforcement is never routine, is it? I mean, these guys have to take precautions, protect their own lives and protect the public every day. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate you pushing across that GoFundMe for the deputy's family in Paulding County. And gosh, I hope the Carroll County deputy continues to improve.
Indeed.
Wow. So I'm enjoying the clips that you're playing from the Democratic National Convention last night while I work on my 4th cup of coffee. What they were only 90 minutes off on their timing last night?
Like that. I mean, they would not work in radio because you especially for so many years on Atlanta's Morning News. That's programmed down to the second. The Democratic National Convention, they were just freeballing it, 90 minutes late.
And it's kind of I noticed something because I wanted to see the schedule of speakers, right? Because I didn't want to miss Raphael Warnock. He was the Georgia representative last evening, And the only thing that they would publish in advance was a list of the speakers beginning at 5:15. Of course, they didn't start till 6:15. Maybe that was part of the problem. But they just had them in order with no time slots. Now, for whatever reason, the Republicans put time slots down, when they did their schedule. So I said, well, I'll just hang in there. And sure enough, I was still hanging after midnight last night.
You're a better man than I am. I was in bed at 8:36 yesterday, Scott. I was like, I'm not even going to deal with it.
So, gosh, I guess from headlines last night more than anything, the victory lap that Joe Biden took. Do you think he'll have a bigger audience than he had last night for the rest of his term, unless there's a tragedy of some sort to report? And I hope there isn't.
Well, I would say no, but I mean, he went on at like 11:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So I mean, that might. But here's the difference. So. This isn't the 84 convention, right? The 84 convention, we had 3 channels. You either caught it live or you didn't catch it at all. But, I wake up this morning and I'm seeing clips and cuts on social media. I know the TikTok generation doesn't even watch the news. They get all their news on TikTok. So, I mean, even he went on at 11:30 and not maybe not a lot of people were watching live. People are seeing it the next day, which is different than it used to be.
Yeah, Bill Crane always points out with debates and conventions, things like that, it's the sound bites that matter most the next day, not the actual live audience. So I'd agree with that. But, I would bet they'll have more clock discipline for Tim Walz on Wednesday and Kamala Harris on Thursday. Do you think?
I would hope so. And I think Barack Obama is going to speak today, and maybe Michelle Obama.
Indeed, I think they both are. And another Georgia representative, at least a representative of the Peach State, Jason Carter. Jimmy Carter's grandson will be speaking tonight. He's got a slot, and he'll talk about his grandfather's legacy. From last night, though, I think you're kind of smart to play these sound bites from Senator Raphael Warnock. Do you think he had the best speech last evening?
Well, he's a preacher. He's a pastor, so he's used to it. So I would say, at least technically, it was a well-delivered speech for sure.
He does this on Sundays at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta most Sundays, and you might not agree with everything he says, but boy, it sure is hard not to admit that he says it well. Is it okay to play with a couple of sound bites
Absolutely.
Here? All right.
On January 5th, 2021, the people of Georgia did an amazing thing. They sent a black kid who grew up in public housing and the Jewish son of an immigrant to the United States Senate in one fell swoop.
Yeah, that's really something. And he was just getting wound up. Did you catch the closing? I'd like to play 30 seconds or so of how he wound things up last night after his 13 minutes or so.
I need my neighbor's children to be okay so that my children will be okay. I need all of my neighbor's children to be okay. Poor inner city children in Atlanta and poor children of Appalachia. I need the poor children of Israel and the poor children of Gaza. I need Israelis and Palestinians. I need those in the Congo, those in Haiti, those in Ukraine. I need American children on both sides of the track to be okay. Because we are all God's children.
There you are.
Wow. Yeah. He's done that before. He knows what he's doing.
He sure has. And it's hard not to see why he's considered a possible national political force here in the years to come.
Indeed. Speaking of Georgia ties, former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, has he been confirmed to speak at the DNC? I know there were talks about that.
I keep hearing, and it may very well be this evening, but I haven't seen confirmation on that.
Yeah, I did get this just over the last couple of minutes on Twitter. Stephanie Grisham, who served as Trump's White House press secretary, communications director, and chief of staff to then First Lady Melania Trump, will speak at the Democratic National Convention this week. So at least one former Trump insider is going to be on stage in Chicago.
Yeah, how about that? Okay, well, again, they are... It's time to trot it out. They're going to trot it out. This will do. Oh, one little side note here. You might be wondering where Senator Ossoff is.
Yes.
I saw a note, I believe it's from Greg Bluestein this morning. No. His office said Senator Ossoff had pre-scheduled family commitments this week. Looks forward to campaigning again alongside Vice President Harris and Governor Walz in Georgia soon. So it sounds like he's not going to be at the convention. Interesting.
Yeah, that is it. Well, I mean, they have so many speakers already lined up.
Yeah.
So, Deborah, you're our musical correspondent. I know James Taylor was set to play yesterday, and we heard from Doug Sovereign at KCBS earlier. He was at the convention floor. Did he get fully bumped? Did James Taylor just get bumped? Did you see him
I didn't
perform?
see any. I didn't. Well, I didn't watch it
Yeah.
much like you. I didn't watch it, but I didn't see any reason of why he didn't perform either.
Yeah.
Like, as I read the music news, there was nothing about it.
Did you see him perform, Scott? Did they bump
No.
James Taylor? That'll lose you votes.
Oh, well, listen, I saw the slide. You know, they constantly rotate slides, say, hey, coming up. You know, not
Yeah.
They didn't give a time. They said, hey, coming up. You know, and James Taylor was one of those coming up along with various speakers. Maybe they did. You know, maybe they did. They realized that, hey, we're 90 minutes behind. We can't put the president of the United States on at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I would have bumped a politician as opposed to James Taylor. You get James Taylor there. You let the man play.
know, I mean, there's a reason. Yeah, exactly. Hey, one more quick thing here. It's something I'm researching for Scott Slade's Georgia this week, and I don't know if it'll come across. But Mark, I don't mind telling you, I am recovering from my very first case of COVID.
I didn't know if you wanted that public.
That's
yes.
fine.
How you feeling?
No. And well, I told Andrew I feel like the alien's still living in my head, but I'm much better. And I had what by all means I would call a mild case.
Good.
So I'm
Good.
very, very thankful for that.
First time though. That's
Yeah.
a remarkable
Yeah.
run. I don't know if you knew this, but Andrew Longoria was patient 0. He brought it back and gave it to us. And was it February of 2020?
It was February, right when it kicked off.
Yeah.
He
Came
was
back from
out.
San
Fran.
Yep.
Yeah, he brought it back from San Fran and infected us all, Scott.
More people are traveling. Well, and one of the reasons I bring it up is part of hopefully get the story for you this week. The AJC's Helena Oliverio is writing about the CDC, saying that Georgia and the rest of the country are expected to trigger the biggest summer COVID wave in 2 years. And they're basing this on wastewater. Because so few people are reporting their test results now.
Yeah.
They just get them at home and they stay home, right? And the good news is most of the cases are mild, and there are very few emergency room visits, though they are beginning to bump up in the state of Georgia, but not nearly like they were at the height of the pandemic. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is please, take precautions, especially if you've got a sensitive immune system, or maybe you've got an elderly family member. I'm going to say, hey, just stay out of crowded elevators for a while till we get this worked out.
Yeah, I picked it up for the third time back in June. Thankfully, it was a fairly mild case. But
wow,
Scott Slade, thank you for watching the DNC last night and breaking it down for us. I appreciate you staying up late.
Real time, buddy. I don't know if I'll make it tonight. We'll see.
Take a nap, Scott.
All right. Hey, thanks, Mark. Good
There
to talk
you go.
to you.
Scott Slade. You'll hear him Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News with Scott Slade's Georgia. Social medias are active at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Coming back, updating campaign 2024 next on 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K Day Bonus Blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 12. It's a Blitz
The WSB 5K Day Bonus Blitz.
from 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
A strong summer storm can leave your home without power for hours, even days at a time. You'll be without air conditioning, appliances, even more important, medical devices. But you don't have to be. Keep your power flowing with a Generac home standby generator, and you'll have power when you need it most. Dave Baker here. Right now, Brightbox Electrical, a Coolray company, is offering $1,500 off the purchase and installation of a Generac home standby generator. For more information, check them out at brightboxelectrical.com. Brightbox, Coolray Carrier. Turn to the experts.
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. When you have plumbing problems, you need it done quickly and on your schedule. Superior Plumbing will work around your schedule night and day. They've served Atlanta for almost 40 years. They want to be your plumber for life, and they'll earn your trust by doing the work correctly the first time. So do what I did and call Superior Plumbing night or day to have a trusted plumber fix your plumbing issues.
Superior, the honest one. Call 770-4222-PLUM.
Hey, this is Chris Chandler sitting here with Jeff Jr. of Trajan Wealth. You've helped a lot of people determine how much to put into their 401ks, what investments to put into it, but you've mentioned a big mistake that most people make. What is that?
One of the biggest mistakes people make is leaving their 401k behind when they leave their job. And another big mistake is rolling it into your new 401k.
Really? Why is that?
By leaving it behind, you completely lose control. You never want to leave your money with an old employer. And if you roll it into a new 401k, you'll often have limited investment options and may incur costs to do so. Trajan Wealth can help complete the paperwork free of charge and do a tax-free rollover. We can then help invest it according to your exact retirement goals and not just what the employer's offering.
If you've got an old 401k or one that you rolled to a new employer, call Trajan Wealth today at 678-888-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Major change has hit the real estate industry. The National Association of Realtors class action lawsuit has turned the real estate business upside down, and frankly, it's created a lot of confusion. And if you are buying or selling a home, these changes will absolutely affect you. Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, founder of Clario Real Estate and the host of the newest show, Inside Georgia Real Estate, Saturdays at 1 p.m. My team and I are your local Atlanta area experts. We've seen it all. At Clario Real Estate, we can provide clarity on what these changes really mean for you. Clarity creates certainty, and that's what my team and I provide with our radio show and for our clients every day. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and ask us anything. We are here for you. Clario Real Estate. Real clarity, real certainty for the real value of your home.
My old pup Deuce just turned 13 years old. Poor guy's the sweetest dog ever. Unfortunately, he's experiencing a lot of hip pain as he gets older. I wish QC Kinetics could treat animals the way they treat humans. It's Mark Aaron back with you. Exciting new stuff going on at QC Kinetics. New cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. QC Kinetics helping patients like you every day. Hip pain, like my dog Deuce, they got you covered. Elbow pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, whatever your pain is, don't go to drugs, don't go to steroids. Go to my friends at QC Kinetics. Regenerative, restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. This truly is the future of medicine. Remind me to ask them if they can treat Deuce. He needs some help. Hey, call for your free consultation right now. It's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Get in touch with my friends at QC Kinetics.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
11:54 on the Mark Aram Show. Monitoring delays on 85 in Gwinnett County. What can you tell us, Alex Williams?
And we are still seeing some volume out of Gwinnett, 85 southbound, 316, whatever was slowing you down around Pleasantdale Road has cleared. And we are also seeing delays, checking on new trouble on Highway 78 westbound, approaching Grayson Parkway, seeing some delays out there. So we will check on that. And still slow out of Kennesaw into Marietta, 75 southbound Wade Green Road. A couple trouble spots cleared out of the way between 575 and North Marietta Parkway. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
All it glitters is gold.
Greatest rock band of all time right here.
Yes.
Deborah agrees with me. My hot musical take. 76 years ago today, Robert Plant, Born. They're the best, right? They're the best.
Personally, for me, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree. All right, happy birthday to Robert Plant. Great stuff there from Scott Slade. We'll go back to the DNC in just a second. But with the Democrats in Chicago this week, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump's on the campaign trail, hitting key battleground states. The former president will be in Michigan today, but he was in Pennsylvania yesterday. That's where CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey Burns spoke with him exclusively on his comments questioning the intelligence of Kamala Harris.
You have criticized her appearance, you've criticized her intelligence. Is that the message to win over those moderate voters that you're going to need in the middle?
No, I don't think so. I think that the message is what a bad job they've done. I mean, if you look at this economy, if you look at inflation, and, I love this country. I have to do what it takes to win.
Will he get the message and stop? And I'm not defending Kamala Harris or policies or career or anything, but she graduated law school. Like, you got to be pretty intelligent to graduate law. Like, there's things you can pick on her about, but if someone is more educated than I am, I'm not going to call them dumb. My wife is way more educated and she's smarter than me. I would definitely. I don't understand that attack. Criticize her policy, her record, but just objectively, she has multiple degrees, was a prosecutor. You don't get that position by being stupid, as he says. Am I wrong on that? It's not. I just don't understand that criticism about intelligence. You can definitely criticize the record, the policy, the lack of inaction on the border, but I just don't see that she's dumb winning over any voters. But what do I know? I'm not a political advisor. He should have hired me years ago. All right, Sabrina standing by with news, weather, and traffic, including the update on the Carroll County deputy involved in a shooting today. The suspect dead. Sabrina will update that breaking news for you. Still to come, we're going to go back to Chicago, update the Democratic National Convention Campaign 2024, and we're closely monitoring the peace talks in the Mideast, the latest between Egypt, Israel, the United States, Qatar, and Hamas. Obviously, a huge international story. Social medias are active throughout the broadcast at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
You don't gamble when it comes to business, so why gamble when buying or renting compact equipment? When your reputation's on the line, trust Bobcat of Atlanta as your compact equipment dealer. Whether it's sales or rental, our 40 years of experience and full inventory of Bobcat compact equipment are guaranteed to deliver the efficiency, performance, and quality every time. Don't gamble on your next job. Trust the team at Bobcat of Atlanta. Find us in Gainesville, Marietta, Norcross, Covington, Riverdale, Peachtree City, Carrollton, or online at bobcatofatlanta.com.
This is Scott Slade, and I've trusted Ragsdale Heating and Air in my home for years. Super competent, good people, and they really care about what they do. Ragsdale's the name to remember if your air conditioning isn't working right. And if you're ready for a new AC system, Ragsdale's extending their biggest savings of the summer off a new Carrier high-efficiency home comfort system. That includes Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Get top-notch plumbing, electrical, and insulation, too, when you schedule your visit online at RagsdaleAir.com or call them. Ragsdale and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G Network. We do have breaking news this morning. Another deputy is shot in the line of duty. WSB's Michelle Wright has been following the story.
The information is limited, but here's what we know. A Carroll County deputy executing a search warrant is shot this morning. The incident happens on Don Rich Drive, which is a dead-end street off of Highway 27 with a Carrollton address. The GBI is assisting the Carroll County Sheriff's Office in this investigation. We know that the deputy was taken to the hospital, and on their Facebook page, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office is asking for prayers for him, his family, and the department.
And Michelle says the officer is in critical condition. The Sheriff's Office saying the suspect is dead. No names have been released just yet. Check back for updates on this breaking story. Your weather for today, another beautiful and mostly sunny, warm, low humidity. Highs around 88, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just a matter of minutes. This is new this hour. The man accused of killing a University of Georgia student nearly 25 years ago has entered a not guilty plea on a list of charges.
48-year-old Andrick Lamont Faust entered that plea before Athens Clarke County Superior Court Judge Lisa Lott. He was arrested earlier this year after a breakthrough in evidence tied to the January 2001 death of 23-year-old UGA law student Tara Baker. He's accused of sexually assaulting her before killing her and setting her home on fire. He faces a series of charges, including murder and rape. The GBI previously said getting a fresh set of eyes on DNA and forensic evidence helped connect Faust to Baker's death. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. Karen Travers has more on what we can expect tonight.
After the emotional tribute to President Biden Monday night, the DNC now pivots to a forward-focused message. Tonight's theme, a bold vision for America's future. Speaking in prime time in Chicago tonight, former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama. Vice President Harris's husband, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, will also deliver remarks.
And we will bring you complete coverage of the Democratic National Convention, including live coverage of Tim Walz's speech Wednesday night and Kamala Harris's speech on Thursday, right here on 95.5 WSB. We are your 2024 election station. New since Atlanta's morning news, advisories have now been lifted after a sewage overflow near Lake Ackworth. Bacteria levels are now back to normal. Cobb County Water says grease clogged a sewer line, caused an overflow near a creek that feeds into the lake. Residents were advised to limit exposure to the water, but again, those advisories have now been lifted this morning. All right, as kids are back in class and a new COVID vaccine is in the works, when can your kids get the vaccine?
We do expect that there will be a new strain of the COVID vaccine that will be offered in the coming weeks.
That is Dr. Georgiana Peacock, Director of the Immunization Services Division at the CDC here in Atlanta. CDC says this vaccine is recommended for kids 6 months and older. She has a nasal spray version of the COVID vaccine is in the works, but it will not be available for this year.
Jolene, Jolene.
Country star Dolly Parton is coming out with her own cookware. She's teaming up with the cast iron company Lodge and playing off of her hit Jolene. Her 8-inch skillet says, "Please don't take my pan." There's also a 9 to 5 skillet clock, and it's not Dolly's first venture into commercial products. She's previously put her name on Duncan Hines cake mixes and Jenny's ice cream. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 61 points at 40,834. NASDAQ is down almost 0.5%, and the S&P is down slightly. Now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Doug Turnbull is joining us now with a look at the roads.
Definitely some heavy volumes out there, or heavy volume, I should say, out there. Sabrina, good morning to you. 75 South is still in recovery mode between Kennesaw and Marietta. Latest problem moved to the right shoulder of the North 120 loop, exit 265. 85 South is still a struggle in for Gwinnett County, on and off the brakes below Pleasant Hill to Pleasantdale. And delays both ways at Gwinnett. Some kind of hang up, likely a crash on Highway 78 and the Crest Westview Drive area, east of Grayson Parkway, Highway 84. Doug Turnbull, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly sunny today with low humidity, high 88. Lows tonight falling to the low to mid-60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 87. Sunshine prevails on Thursday, morning low 64, afternoon high 85.
It is sunny and 78 in Tucker, 78 in Dunwoody. Winder, you have 77 degrees right now. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on this terrific Tuesday. Welcome back, friends. Back to the news of the day in just a second. But Sabrina Cupid there in the news.
Yeah?
You did that Dolly Parton song. So this morning I wake up. I get up at 4:30, and I get up and take the dogs out. 5 o'clock, I turn on Atlanta's Morning News on the WSB radio app. And I heard that Jolie song that you just played. Can you play it again? Yeah.
You mean Jolene?
Jolene, yeah.
Yeah.
Jolene.
Here it is.
So I'm hearing it, and I'm still kind of groggy. And I hear this, and I'm like, I automatically think the worst. I'm like, did Dolly die?
Oh, gosh, no.
I know, but isn't that weird that we're getting to the age when that's our first assumption? I'm like, oh my goodness, did Dolly Parton pass? But no, she didn't. She's selling stuff.
She's awesome. She's alive and kicking.
Yeah.
And cooking.
Cooking and kicking. Look, can I hear a little more of that song?
Yeah, hang on. Here.
It's not Jolie.
No, it's Jolene.
Jolene. I've been singing the wrong lyrics.
Surprising.
Yeah, I love the song.
Begging of you, please don't take my man.
So Dolly's alive and kicking. She's doing well.
Yeah.
I just, like, my heart stopped this morning. I'm just so, when I hear, someone of that age in that generation, when this is the time they're passing. We cover it all the time. Thank you, Sabrina.
Yeah. Okay, so go get a skillet for your wife.
Yes.
And cook away.
Not for a gift, though. It's just this.
You can give me one as a gift.
You'll take it?
I'd take a
Okay.
Dolly Parton skillet. Absolutely.
Fantastic. But not for like a birthday gift. Like,
No.
here's a cooking utensil for your birthday, Maya.
I'll take it.
You'll take it. All right. Deborah, I know what I'm getting Deborah for Christmas now. Speaking of generation, so Sabrina, Deborah, myself, Longoria, we're all Gen X. Sweet Pea, I think, is a boomer. I don't know. He won't confirm. He won't confirm what he is. But the Gen X names are now going extinct, which does not surprise me. Because when I was in school, in elementary school, I kid you not, there were 8 Jennifers in my class.
I think there were 3 in mine.
That was for whatever reason, Jennifer Perry, also a fellow Gen Xer. That was the name. Deborah, what are some of the Gen X names that are just going extinct?
Well, one you should not be surprised at is Karen. That's kind of got a bad rap, but it was very popular within Gen X. But now, as Karen got angry and started yelling at everybody, nobody wants to name their child Karen anymore.
Yeah,
and I know a lot
understood.
of really great Karens,
Karen
too.
Minton, one of my favorites.
Yeah, Karen Minton, Karen West, great people.
Karen Minton did not like that phrase catching on, that people were Karens.
I understand
Yeah,
that,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah, all right, so Karen, we understand it's going extinct. What are some other Gen X
names on the list are Donna, Tracy, Lindsay. I feel like I know a lot of Lindsays.
Yeah,
how about Cheryl, our very own Cheryl?
Cheryl Castro, another Gen Xer.
Tanya.
Because of Harding? People don't want to be associated with Tanya Harding?
Beverly, Dawn, Denise. No. Barry or Keith. All of those names. Less and less people have those names. They were much bigger with the Gen X generation than they are with millennials or the Gen Zers or the Alphas.
I do know every single one of them. I know the Keiths, I know the Cheryls, but I don't know any young people. Longoria, do your daughters have a friend named Keith in school?
No, we have a friend that their dad's name is Keith.
Yeah, the
dad is named Keith, but no kids named Keith. Yeah.
Dawn or Lindsay?
I've got a biblical name, so I don't think my name's going to go extinct.
I don't think those names will go anywhere for a long, long time.
Andrew?
That's biblical.
Regal, at least.
St. Andrew.
Of course, St. Andrew. I was getting to that. Come on.
Patron saint of COVID.
That's a good one.
Fantastic. All right, so there you go. Extinct Gen X names. All right, we're going to update Campaign 2024 in just a second, but I do want to get touch base on the Russia-Ukraine war. CBS News correspondent Ian Lee went along with troops involved in Ukraine's surprise push into Russian territory. Here's part of his report.
Our journey to the border reveals the high cost of war. Just looking around at the horizon, you can see plumes of smoke coming from different directions. As we arrive at the last checkpoint, we're told a Russian glide bomb has hit in the distance. We are right on the border with Russia, and if the amount of military hardware is anything to go by, this offensive shows no sign of slowing down.
Yeah, it's crazy how quickly things have turned. Ukraine actually bringing the heat to Russia now, and you have to assume it's because of the U.S. weaponry and the billions we approved there. Not to mention what the NATO countries are doing, but I don't know what Vlad's thinking right now. He thought this war would be over in 3 weeks, and that obviously has not been the case. We'll see if this Ukrainian incursion spurs peace talks. Speaking of peace talks, we're going to go back to Jerusalem at 11:35, get the latest on that. But I do want to update, sad story. The Israeli soldiers recovered the bodies of 6 hostages abducted by Hamas terrorists in October. 5 of the 6 had already been announced as dead. Our buddy CBS News reporter Linda Gradstein has more from Jerusalem.
The Israeli army said all 6 men, 4 of them in their late 70s, had been taken to Gaza alive in October and were killed over the course of the past 10 months. The army said they recovered the bodies in an overnight operation in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he is determined to bring all of the hostages home, whether they are alive or dead.
You got to imagine the families of hostages. They have to be dubious that their family's alive unless they see video evidence. It's been, over 10 months now. And the horrible conditions that's going on in Gaza and in captivity there. I just can't imagine how do they even go to sleep at night? I have trouble sleeping at night when I'm worried about bills or the show or, Deuce's hip. The things but imagine like your family is being held hostage. How do you even sleep? Just absolutely horrendous. One more update on a story. So we saw a couple weeks ago that the Trump campaign came out and said, hey, we've been hacked by Iran. And, people were dubious. Like, how do you know it was Iran, whatever. But the FBI now confirming that it was Iran that both hacked former President Trump's campaign and the Harris-Walz campaign.
In a statement, the Bureau said that it saw increasingly aggressive Iranian activity during this election cycle and that both presidential campaigns had disruptions attempted. The statement went on to add that Iran has sought access to individuals with direct access to the presidential campaigns of both political parties. Reports also surfaced earlier this summer that Iran plotted to try and assassinate former President Trump, with the country denying both. I'm Brian Shook.
As far as I can tell, none of the information, if any, that was gleaned from the Trump campaign or the Harris campaign has been published by any news outlets. You go back to 2015, 2016, remember the WikiLeaks with Hillary Clinton? WikiLeaks published everything, and it was out there. Nothing, as far as I've seen, has been published. So definitely a change in the way things are done between 2016 and 2024. All right, I don't want you to get scared or have sticker shock, but your auto insurance rates are about to go through the roof. We'll give you the shocking numbers when we come back on the Mark Arum Show.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 12. It's a Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Scott Slade here to talk to you about your health. As we age, your health should be your top priority. Just like when we get our car checked out regularly, it's crucial to understand what's going on under your hood. My partners at Virtual Imaging offer safe, low-dose annual CT scanning memberships. Scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease and cancer tumors. They now also offer brain scans that can detect aneurysms and dementia. All these potential issues, the sooner you detect and then treat, the better the outcome. Your life could be saved. But even better, like most people, you could walk out with a clean bill of health and peace of mind. I got a great offer for you. If you call today, you and your spouse will receive a free heart scan. Yes, free, with a few minimum requirements. Just meet with them and learn about their membership options and start your ongoing health check-ins with Virtual Imaging. Call now, 678-369-0202. That's 369-0202 or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
We are into the dog days of summer. It's hot, then it rains, sometimes it storms, and a strong summer storm can leave your home without power for hours, even days at a time. You'll be without air conditioning, appliances, electronics, even more important, medical devices. But you don't have to be. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. You can keep your power flowing with the Generac Home Standby Generator and know you'll have power when you need it most. See, after sensing a power outage, Generac generators automatically turn on, restoring your power. And right now, Brightbox Electrical, a Coolray company, is offering $1,500 off the purchase and installation of a Generac Home Standby Generator. And if your AC system has seen its better days, Coolray has brand new Carrier Home Comfort Systems, which include their lifetime parts and labor warranty in stock and ready for next day installation. So don't let Mother Nature get the best of you. Fight back. Simply set up your appointment online today at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
The rental rush is here. Hey, it's Mark Aaron from my good friends at Renters Warehouse. With all the talk about commissions in the news lately, doesn't selling your house feel more volatile and uncertain than ever? Well, it does to me. It's one more reason why renting your home is so much smarter, especially when you hire my pals at Renters Warehouse to manage your property for you. Renting cuts through the confusion so you can be confident in your ability to earn monthly cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits for the long term. And with Renters Warehouse managing your property, you can sit back and collect the money. Tenants, they find the best. Rent, they collect for you. Maintenance request, they handle them 24/7, all for one low monthly flat fee, and they'll even warranty your tenants for free. Remember, selling is uncertain, but renting is reliable, especially with the experienced Renters Warehouse team on your side. Find out how much rent your home can get by visiting rwatlanta.com today. That's rwatlanta.com, or call 404-662-2322.
Let's take a faith break, presented by Gregory B. Levitt & Sons Funeral Homes and Crematory. Today's inspiration comes from Dr. William D. Watley of St. Philip AME Church.
In times like these, in which we receive so many messages that contradict each other, and when many of our long-cherished beliefs are being questioned, where do you look for guidance? Psalm 119 verse 105 says, "Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Look for guidance from the Word of God. It has stood the test of times, and the Word of God still has value to give us victory in the struggles of life.
In your time of need, allow our family to serve yours. I'm Deanna Levitt of Gregory B. Levitt & Sons Funeral Homes and Crematory. We are committed to providing more than just a funeral or cremation service, but a healing experience for your family. Visit levittfuneralhome.com.
Hey guys, have Viagra or similar products let you down? Well, now there's new hope for men who suffer from ED or performance issues in the bedroom. Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back your intimacy. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Even if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, prostate issues, or simply think you're too old to perform like you used to, you'll be lasting longer than ever in the bedroom. Medications like Viagra or Cialis don't work for everyone and can have unpleasant side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately with no pain and no surgery. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
11:17 on the Mark Arum Show. Checking delays on Highway 78. Hello and good morning to Doug Turnbull.
Happy Tuesday, Mark. And to everybody, it's not so great on 78. 78 is slow in both directions, just east of Grayson Parkway. Highway 84 looks like there might be a westbound crash near South and North Crestview Drive. On 75 south out of Cobb, still in recovery mode from earlier crashes. One move to the right at the North 120 loop, so you stay heavy out of the Kennesaw area. Still some volume in place. 85 south out of Gwinnett, 15 minutes, 316 to 285. Sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Save now, get lunchbox winners like organic black, red, and green seedless grapes through today while supplies last. Shop in store online. Terms apply. Doug Turnbull, 95.5 WSB.
I wish my mother and Kamala's mother could see us. They would say, keep going. Shirley and Jerry would say, keep going.
think she's mad? You think Hillary Clinton's like, son of a biscuit, I should have been the first female president?
I bet there's a little jealousy in there somewhere. I don't know that she's necessarily...
Not animosity, but
yeah,
just like...
she's probably still happy that there's a woman in it and, she's allies with her, but I'm sure there's a little... No?
Yeah, well, again, so if you go back to the 2016 election, at this point, Hillary Clinton was up in the polls. She thought she was going to be the next president. I mean, we all thought that she was going to beat Donald Trump until Election Day happened. It was like that blue wall just went, gone. She totally forgot about Michigan and Wisconsin and the Rust Belt states, the Great Lakes.
Don't dismiss the Midwest.
Yeah, the Great Lakes states. But I remember being on the air back then going, I bet Bill Clinton wants Hillary to lose. Like deep down inside, I bet he's like, that's my thing. What are you trying to do? I mean, I have no proof of that. I've never talked to the man, never met the man. But I bet just that the ego, because you got to be an egomaniac to run for president, right? I bet his ego's like, oh, I hope Hillary doesn't win. I bet if you gave him the nitrous oxide, the truth serum, that under influence, Bill Clinton would be like, yeah, of course I didn't want Hillary to win. Like, that'd steal I don't want to be the first gentleman. I'm the former you understand what I'm saying? I remember saying that. I bet secretly after Trump won that election in 2016, he was like, yes, I'm still the man. I still have the pants in this family. Anyway, there you go. Hillary Clinton yesterday at the DNC. Barack Obama will speak today in coverage of the DNC throughout the week here on 95.5 WSB. All right, before the break, I teased a story. So I talked about sticker shock with my power bill recently. I'm happy to say, Deborah, after I got last month's bill, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest power bill. Maya and I made adjustments at home. The bill went down 40% month to month.
Nice. Good job.
That was, I mean, I saw it. I saw the email from Georgia Power. I'm like, do I even want to open this email? Because last time I was literally floored by how much our electric bill was. And this is with even adding a bedroom air conditioner. So I thought.
It still uses electricity.
Yeah, but I thought it would be even high. It was down 40%. Now I'm worried about my next auto insurance bill because if the projections are on par, we here in Georgia are about to get whacked across the nose when it comes to auto insurance.
Yeah, so they're talking about insurance rates going up nationwide again. Your average policyholder is going to go up about 22%, making it just under $2,500 a year, and some states as much as 50%. Now, Georgia's not quite in the 50% range, but it's particularly Atlanta, probably closer to like 35%, which is a lot of money considering we're a commuter city.
So the average bill, insurance bill, auto insurance bill is going to be $2,500
annually. Yes.
Annually,
yes.
I think I'm paying. I'll double check, but I think I pay like $1,350 a year.
So it probably depends on your risk, what kind of car you drive, how far you're driving. Like every policy is a little bit different too, and how many cars you have. If you have a family of 5 over there, you might have multiple cars. If you have just 2 people, it's quite different.
I wonder if I'm being rewarded for being a safe driver. Knock on wood.
They didn't know about that donut you drove on for 2 weeks.
the embarrassing.
That's pretty unsafe.
Oh, no, they heard about it. I was talking about it on the radio, the donut spare tire. But I haven't been in a crash since I was in Connecticut, and I've never been in a crash where it's been in my fault.
That's definitely a part of the policy. Yeah.
I haven't had a speeding ticket in Atlanta since '98. So I'm going to double check, but I think I'm paying like $1,350 a year, which if the average rate is $2,500, I am very happy with that.
So they're saying some of the biggest factors are obviously distracted driving, which we see every day driving in Atlanta. And then the other one, which we can't really do anything about, is weather. Flooding, right? We just saw a lot of flooding in Connecticut. There were washed out roads. All of a sudden, those cars have policies on them now, or even things like tornadoes where trees fall on things. We can't do anything about the weather. We can try to do stuff about distracted driving.
I understand not being in the insurance game, but the actuarial tables that those of us that live in the metro area, traffic's horrible, drivers are horrible. There's so many crashes and incidents that's baked into the policy, right? Because if you are driving in downtown Atlanta 5 days a week to go to work, your policy is going to be higher than if you're driving to work in Whitefish, Montana, right? Less traffic, less chance of a crash. Car thieves, that's baked into it, right? Car thefts, et cetera. But there's only so much burden I want to pay for someone else's horrific driving.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, like the person that hit me.
That's how I feel too. Like
Yeah.
I'm not the one distracted driving. I'm not the one weaving in and out of lanes.
I don't know if this is still a thing, but I remember Clark Howard talking about this years ago, where insurance companies, you'd get a discount on your insurance if you allowed them to track your activity, your speeds, so they have data like, oh, Aram never goes over the speed limit.
So I have that now. I have
You
an
do?
app. I have an app, and it tracks like, oh, you were speeding or you weren't speeding, and it also tracks what time of day you drive. So I drive during a less dangerous
Sure.
hour than high traffic hours, and all of that pays into my policy.
And so this is through your insurance company.
Yeah, yeah.
I say that I want to do that now, but I'm not going to lie. I definitely at times will go over the speed
Well,
limit.
I mean, it does it in general, right? You're not doing 90 every day unless you are. But,
No,
you
I'm
know,
not.
yeah, for the
But-
most part, I'm a safe driver. You know, I'll speed a little bit every once in a while, but for the most part, I am a pretty safe driver.
So if you go over 90 let's say you're going 90 in a 65, will your insurance company then say, "Oh, Deborah, we caught you. Your policy's going up $12"?
I think it tracks like how often you're driving
Okay.
unsafe. I don't think it's going to report you to the police saying, "Hey, you were speeding this one day," but it's going to see, are you speeding a lot? Are you
Yeah.
driving during high traffic hours? And it'll even kind of track like how much maybe not how much you're moving. It just tracks your driving somehow. And it'll, like, my first policy is like, oh, good job. You know, you're eligible for a discount after so many.
Do you know how much you pay per annum?
Everything is all together. We have
Okay.
one lump policy with the home and health and everything like that. So I
right.
have to break it down.
I might. I say that now.
You
but
have a short commute too, so
Yeah.
it'd probably benefit you a lot.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to look into that. I want to know more about that. 2,500 a year. I know Longoria's double that with your driving history.
That's not true.
Double that. If Leslie,
It's not
should
my
get,
fault the deer hit me and that other person hit me the other day.
whatever.
I was just sitting in traffic.
If Leslie, if you're listening, get a separate policy from Longoria. Just break away from that. Don't divorce him. Don't leave him. Just get a
Wow.
separate insurance policy. Longoria's paying like $8,500 a year.
Not true.
All right, Sabrina's standing by with news, weather, and traffic in about 4 minutes. When we come back, we're going to update the peace talks in the Mideast with Jordana Miller from ABC in Jerusalem. And then don't forget, your chance to win $1,000 comes up after the noon news as our 5K a day giveaway continues right here on 95.5 WSB.
Are you noticing granules in your downspouts, gutters, or scattered on the ground? Your roof may need replacing. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Granules are the protective coating on shingles. They look like small black rocks or sand, and they tend to come off as your roof ages. Findlay is the team I trust. They've mastered the roof replacement process with impeccable, high-quality work and offers 0% financing. So when it comes to your roof, think of Findlay first. Get started with a free roof analysis. Schedule now at findlayroofing.com.
Roof. When you're looking for leading cardiac care, look to Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with 95% patient recommendations. You could say we're #1 in the heart of Georgia. We lead with 100 dedicated cardiovascular doctors, so you'll know your heart is in the best hands. We lead with compassion, because you are at the heart of our care. Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with heart.
So what's going on with the market regarding interest rates? This is Scott Slate. Seems each week we're getting new predictions. If you've been waiting for the right time to buy a new house or refinance, the time is now. And here's why. Talking to my friends at Myland about this, they bring up a good point. Imagine rates drop by a full percentage point. What do you think will happen to home prices? They're likely to go up even higher. We'll be back in bidding wars. So the home you're considering buying today could actually be more expensive, even though the rate might be lower. The best option is to act now. Buy the home you want, and remember that Myland will have your back once rates come down. Myland makes the refinance process easy, and they'll be there to help you lower your payment when the timing is right. Call Myland, 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com, spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS in Georgia Residential Mortgage License C148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
We buy any car. Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because selling it yourself can be, well, you know.
Okay, I'll give you half now. And? No, and just half.
What? Avoid the hassle. Come to We Buy Any Car instead. Get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price.
Yeah, I can't do half. I could probably bump it up to like 50%.
Just go.
Okay.
Get your free online valuation now at
WeBuyAnyCar.com. A Total Plumbing is now part of your trusted Ace Hardware Home Services team. Their expert plumbers are ready to provide top-notch service and repairs. Visit a-totalplumbing.com to learn more. A Total Plumbing and Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home.
High five! Up top! Heck yeah!
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep. Dave's feeling it, but it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo!
Ends 8/21/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. We do have breaking news this morning. There has been another deputy shot in the line of duty.
According to authorities, the Carroll County Sheriff's deputy is said to be in very critical condition after he was shot while serving a search warrant at the home on Don Rich Drive this morning. The house is located on a dead-end street just off of Highway 27 near Lake Walker. The GBI is assisting the Carroll County Sheriff's Office in this investigation. Authorities say the suspect in the shooting is dead.
And WSB's Michelle Wright says that police are asking the public to steer clear of that area while they continue their investigation. We'll bring you more on this breaking story coming up in the news at noon. Your weather for today, it's going to be another beautiful afternoon, mostly sunny, warm, low humidity, highs around 88, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. This is new this half hour. A Lithonia man's found guilty in the murder of a Gwinnett County woman whose body was concealed in a container and left on the side of the road. A DeKalb County judge sentencing 60-year-old James Lee Griffin Jr. to life in prison, plus 10 years, and the stabbing death of 39-year-old Kathleen Bass. She was killed in June of 2020, and the body was discovered at the intersection of Lithonia Industrial Boulevard and Hillendale Drive more than a month later. Milton city leaders approve a plan to lower speed limits on 3 city roads. Those are Batesville, Hamby, and Hickory Flats Road. The Milton City Council voting in favor of dropping speed limits on those roads from 45 to 40 miles an hour. The city's Public Works Department looked at daily traffic volume, average speeds, and where bicyclists are frequently seen. And this is the second round of speed reductions in Milton since last summer. The Georgia Department of Transportation still has to sign off, though, on those changes. Well, there might be some drama tonight during the ceremonial roll call vote at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Kamala Harris became the nominee during an earlier online vote, but 30 delegates are part of the pro-Palestinian uncommitted movement and are upset with the White House support of Israel. After the vote, former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle will be featured speakers tonight. We're going to bring you complete coverage of the Democratic National Convention, including live coverage of Tim Walz's speech tomorrow night, Kamala Harris's speech Thursday, right here at 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station. The federal government defending a new gig worker rule against lawsuits from business groups in several states, including Georgia.
The Biden administration is fending off 5 lawsuits from business groups, trucking firms, and freelance writers in courts in Georgia, New Mexico, Texas, Tennessee, and Louisiana, seeking to block a rule they say makes it harder for businesses to treat workers as contractors. The Labor Department argues the challengers haven't experienced an injury. The regulation, which went into effect in March, updated the approach to determining whether a worker is an employee who was due minimum wage, overtime, and other protections, or an independent contractor. I'm Bloomberg's Steve Potusk for 95.5 WSB.
And Americans' views on marijuana are changing.
Slim majorities of Americans now say the effects of marijuana negatively impact both society as a whole and most people who use it. That's the finding of a new Gallup poll. Majorities of Americans in several demographic groups, though, believe the opposite, that pot has a positive effect on most who use it. The group includes those who say they have tried marijuana. young adults 18 to 34 years old, Democrats, and those who attend religious services, less than monthly or never. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
All right, so take a look at the markets. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P are all down slightly. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Doug Turnbull in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Maybe our most unusual delay, Sabrina, is going to be Highway 78 between Snellville and Loganville westbound, especially all queued up. Some kind of issue hanging up traffic in the north and south Crestview Drive area just east of Grayson Parkway. Temple Johnson Road could save you some time there. If you're heading northeast of Metro Atlanta into northeast Georgia, 85 north travel advisory, just left lane open construction at Highway 441, exit 149. Take Highway 59 around that. 75 south, still a bit of a struggle at Cobb because of earlier troubles that have cleared around the north 120 loop, exit 265. Sponsored by WeBuyAnyCar.com. Avoid the hassle of selling privately or dealing with a dealer. They're the fast and fair way to sell. WeBuyAnyCar.com, Georgia's valuation. Get it now. WeBuyAnyCar.com. Doug Turnbull, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly sunny today, high 88, low humidity for tonight, so temperatures falling into the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 87. Thursday, plentiful sunshine, high 85.
79 degrees in Marietta. It's 80 in Duluth and Johns Creek. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It's 3 o'clock. Want another Zoom call?
I know for a fact.
Or Eric Von Hessler.
This is what's going on.
Now you can start listening to the Von Hessler Doctrine at work.
Board eligible to become a certified pundit.
And continue on your drive home.
But not quite a certified pundit yet.
EVH today.
Now starting at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Sends around the world when he talks about America being a failing nation. He says we're losing. He's the loser. He's dead wrong.
Joe Biden last night at the DNC will continue our coverage of the Democratic National Convention. But coming up next, updating the peace talks in the Mideast. We go to Jerusalem in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, debunking 3 myths about fiduciaries. And you're going to be surprised about myth number 3. Myth number 1. Fiduciaries are too expensive. Not at Trajan Wealth. Our interests are aligned with yours, so we don't need to push costly investments. The more you make, the more we make. It's that simple. Myth number 2, they will only want to sell me something. Absolutely not. At Trajan Wealth, we have hearts of teachers, and it's our goal to educate and empower, not sell. And the biggest myth, myth number 3, fiduciaries are only for the wealthy. Not at Trajan Wealth. Whether you have 50 grand or 50 million, we know it was hard-earned and we'll treat it as such. Let's grow together. So, here's your opportunity for a 100% complimentary professional Q&A. Call Trajan today at 678-888-3300. That's 678-888-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Belinda Skelton here with another powerful testimonial from a patient who visited virtual imaging and had a life-saving experience. Mike, I want to hear your story.
I did a head scan, and I was diagnosed with a 7-millimeter brain aneurysm, which means I'm at high risk for a stroke. I'm physically fit. I get a physical every year. This experience taught me that regardless of your fitness level, we're all vulnerable to heart disease, cancer, and stroke. It also taught me a first-hand lesson about the benefits of early detection because without virtual imaging, I wouldn't have known about my brain aneurysm until the day I had a stroke.
Virtual imaging has a CT scan to screen your heart, lungs, and can detect early-stage cancer, and now they have brain scans. Call today and receive a free heart scan for you and your plus one. Yes, free with minimum requirements. Call 678-369-0202 or visit virtualimagingatl.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
He's packed in the animals 2 by 2.
Ox, a camel, and a kangaroo. Coming up in under 30 minutes, I'm going to give you the next keyword for the 5K a day bonus blitz, so you get another chance to win $1,000 during the Eric Erickson Show. But you don't have to wait to win. We have more stuff to give away. Deborah Green, what do we have today, my friend?
I have a pair of tickets for you to go check out Little River Band playing with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra at Atlanta Symphony Hall on November 26th.
I would pay to see Longoria play with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra. So Little River Band, that's fantastic. Let's do the 12th caller to 404-872-0750. Sweet Pea, 12th caller, 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see the Little River Band with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra at Symphony Hall on November 26th. We'll get back to the DNC and Campaign 2024 in just a second. We'll continue our team coverage of the Mideast peace talks. Jordana Miller, ABC News correspondent in Jerusalem. Jordana, the Secretary of State, still in the region, so I'm still holding out hope that maybe there might be a peace deal?
That's right. The Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is in Egypt today. He's met a short while ago with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. And from Sisi's statement, it's clear they discussed how to move the Gaza ceasefire talks forward, how to get that deal over the finish line. And Egypt warning that, if a deal isn't clinched now, that we could see a major escalation of regional proportions. That is, remember, Iran and Hezbollah have held off on their reprisal strikes on Israel for twin assassinations a little more than 2 weeks ago. And if these Gaza ceasefire talks fail, Iran and Hezbollah could put those attack plans into motion. It's clear the Secretary of State is trying to get Hamas, back to the table. They weren't at the negotiations during the recent round in Doha that was led by CIA Chief Bill Burns. Hamas has put out statements that seem to dismiss and criticize the new U.S. bridging proposal. And so Blinken really needs to try to get them back to the table and see what they're willing to work with so that progress can be made. There is supposed to be another summit in Cairo at the end of this week, led again by Bill Burns and attended by the Israelis and the Egyptians and the Qataris. Let's see how that unfolds. I think that will tell us a lot about, if there's a real chance here for a breakthrough.
Jordan, do we know what the sticking points are that are holding up the peace negotiations, whether it be on the Hamas side or the Israeli side?
We do know one of the main disputes, the thorniest dispute, is how to secure the Egyptian-Gazan border. That's the 8-mile-long border where Israel now estimates that was the main gateway, dozens of smuggling tunnels, a main gateway for all the arms and materials and militants that Hamas brought into the Gaza Strip and over a decade built up their military capabilities. So Israel needs to be reassured that that border is going to be closely secured and monitored. And the Israeli Prime Minister wants, at least in the short term, for Israeli troops to be along that border. That, of course, is not acceptable for Hamas, but maybe they would accept a phased withdrawal just on that border. There's also another corridor that splits the Gaza Strip in two, the north from the southern half, and the Israeli Prime Minister also wants some troops there to check and make sure that young men who are returning to northern Gaza aren't armed. But that, again, is not acceptable to Hamas. They don't want checkpoints, if you will, going up in the Gaza Strip. So these are very serious security issues that have to be kind of worked out over the next several weeks.
Jordana, obviously Israel feeling pressure from the United States and its Western allies. Is there any entity, state, government that can pressure Hamas to make some concessions here?
Well, the state that can influence Hamas the most is Qatar, right? That is where Hamas is headquartered outside of the Gaza Strip. And Doha could not easily, but one pressure point is to kick out Hamas from Doha. The other is to use Al Jazeera, which is a network owned by Qatar and aligned with the leadership there, also to use their media to put more pressure on Hamas. Really they could cut off a lot of funding as well for Hamas. So Qatar is really the country that has the most influence right now over Hamas. And clearly the United States is going to be, asking Doha to do everything it can to get Hamas not only back to the table, but ready to actually end the war, right? I mean, the Israeli Prime Minister has a lot of political reasons for not ending the war, and I'm not convinced he's moved off of those points. I mean, they will likely bring down his government if he signs a ceasefire deal, and he doesn't seem willing to do that. But the Hamas leadership, led by Yahya Sinwar in the Gaza Strip, Yahya Sinwar also is unwilling to relinquish control over the Gaza Strip and surrender. So even if he's offered a deal to flee to Doha or Beirut or Damascus, he doesn't want to leave. So both of these leaders are trying to survive. And the sad part of it is that, the people paying the steepest price for their political ambitions are both the Israelis and the Gazans.
Jordana Miller joining us on the Mark Arum Show from ABC. Relatedly, bodies of 6 Israeli hostages have been retrieved from Gaza during an overnight military operation. What do we know about the hostage bodies that were recovered, and how did this recovery go down?
So the Israeli army carried out a special op overnight, and they pulled 6 male hostages' bodies out of a tunnel that was underneath Khan Yunis. That's Gaza's big southern city, where Israel's been operating for several days. It may be one of the reasons they went back to Khan Yunis for a third operation last week, possibly based on intel that these bodies were there. These are, of the 6, they were all on Israel's list of declared dead hostages. That is, Israel had already had enough intel to put them on a list of hostages that died in captivity after Hamas took them. 4 of them are senior citizens, actually, over the age of 75. So this was a group of vulnerable hostages to begin with. And the families, obviously, there's relief that they will be able to bury their loved ones in Israel and close what has been a painful and traumatic chapter for these families. On the other hand, it's also triggered kind of anger and anxiety among the other families of the hostages, right? Will their loved ones be soon on a dead list? If these talks fail and there's a regional war or an escalation, that will delay a ceasefire for another several weeks. And for the families who are holding on to the hope that their loved ones are still alive, every day is a gamble with their loved ones' lives. So, there's anger here that these are Israeli citizens that did appear in Hamas. Some of them were in Hamas videos just a few months ago. And if there had been a deal, they might have been saved.
Just a horrible situation. Jordana Miller, ABC News. Jordana, thanks for your time. Please stay safe.
Thank you. Talk soon.
Updates on the Israel-Hamas war and the peace talks throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. When we come back, a flight disruption story that left me shaking my head. We'll give you an update on that. And did you hear this? A North Korean soldier has defected. I'll update those 2 stories for you next on the Mark Arum Show.
All this week, the Democrats descend on Chicago.
Organizers of the Democratic National Convention laid out what voters can expect.
And 95.5 WSB has it covered.
I stand before you today, the Democratic nominee.
From the streets and the protests.
We stand in solidarity with Palestinians.
To the convention hall and the speeches.
Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me.
Listen often as we bring you updates throughout the day. We've got the DNC covered. 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station.
Selling your home can be challenging with Showings Costly Home Repairs with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. It doesn't have to be. It's Eric. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. With over 58,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the top real estate team in the whole country to sell your home quickly and for the most money. Go to markspain.com. Get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and get packing.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hey there, spoiler alert, this is one of those radio ads that comes with a short disclaimer at the end, and the disclaimer is going to say this, that I, Scott Slade, am an actual client of the Hoffman Financial Group. That's right, I'm proud to share the portion of my personal retirement fund with Chris Hoffman and his team. Last year, after years of hearing ads just like this one, I took the time to sit down with Chris and his team and deep dive into where my retirement was headed. After the team at Hoffman Financial had done their analysis, it was as easy as putting an address into your GPS. I know exactly where I'm headed in retirement. And like a GPS, should there be issues ahead with taxes or interest rates, or heaven forbid a market drop, I know that my retirement plan can make adjustments, take different roads if necessary, and get me and my wife to our destination. You can too. Don't put this off. Just head over to unleashyourmoney.com and click Replace My Paycheck Challenge. Challenge the Hoffman Financial team at no cost or obligation. And please tell them Scott Slade sent you when you click Replace My Paycheck Challenge at unleashyourmoney.com or call 770-280-1455. That's 770-280-1455 or unleashyourmoney.com. Okay, as promised, here's that disclaimer.
The Hoffman Financial Group is a financial services firm that offers a broad array of products and services, including insurance and annuities, licensed in Georgia. Scott Slade is a client of the Hoffman Financial Group and was compensated monetarily for this ad.
I've been forecasting sunshine for you for 40 years. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, and now I'm excited with the sunshine inside my home. It's bigger and brighter thanks to my Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows. They're not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows. Fiberglass is stronger with narrower frames that brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
You love free, and at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com or in stores at your local CVS.
11:51 on the Mark Arum Show. Still monitoring unusual delays on Highway 78. Live with the latest. Here's Doug Turnbull.
And I've seen it for close to an hour now. And the Triple T Traffic Alerts app finally got a little more information from Gwinnett. There are multiple police units, Highway 78, blocking the westbound, inbound lanes at North and South Crestview Drive. That is just before Grayson Parkway. Traffic's having to turn around or U-turn in the area. At this point, you definitely want to try to take Temple Johnson Road to Skyland Drive to get onto 78, closer to Snellville. Now, interstate-wise, just moderate volume, though more than you might expect at a midday. 75 south through Cobb County amid the Marietta exits. 85 south of Gwinnett, rolling to Norcross. If you have to head to Northeast Georgia, travel advisory. Just a left lane open. Roadwork 85 north at Highway 441, exit 149. Doug Turnbull, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, this is Andrew Garfield, and you are listening to The Mark Arum Show.
Andrew Garfield, English accent. Bet you didn't know that. Former guest on The Mark Arum Show. He turns 41 today. He is best known for his role as Peter Parker in the Spider-Man movies.
What are you? You a cop? Really? You seriously think I'm a cop?
How can English actors do the American accent so easily? It's so easy for them.
Can you not do another accent?
Not well.
No.
I can do my...
Well, look at Tim Andrews, right? He can just do accents.
but like every British Lady Mary from Downton, like she is 100% from the United Kingdom. We've been watching her show. She's got this American accent, Southerner.
Maybe the American accent's just really easy to fake.
I don't know, but anyway, happy 41st birthday to Andrew Garfield, who was formerly on the Mark Arum Show. Hey, congrats to Danny and Kenton. He won a pair of tickets to see Little River Band and the ASO on November 26th. All right, one of my best friends is a flight attendant, and she tells me these stories. She's a flight attendant for Delta, and Delta is at least the grown-up airline. It's not one of those other airlines where it's like 3 a.m. last call kind of airline. I'm not going to name names. Delta's the adult airline. But even on those adult airlines like Delta and United and Alaska, like the good ones, there's been an uptick in flight disturbances. This one took the cake. A former NFL player accused of hitting one man and urinating on another during a flight from Boston to Dublin.
40-year-old Gosder Cherelis was arrested after the Delta jet returned to Boston. Police say he appeared drunk when he boarded the plane and argued with the flight crew. They allege an hour into the flight he urinated on an elderly passenger, then hit another and took that person's seat before passing out. In a social media post, Cherelis, a tackle who played for 3 teams over 9 seasons, apologized and blamed sleep medication. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the tweet. I can't find it now. That's valid, I'm sure, right? Because he's a grown adult. He's not going to urinate on someone for no reason or hit someone. But he's a former NFL tackle. So he's like 6'7", 350. All right, you want to urinate? All right, what are you going to do? What are you gonna fight back? You'd be thrown out the cargo hold. But he blamed it on medication. I've never had any experience. I've had some weird flights, but nothing where
I just pray I don't get. I'm like, please, when I sit down, I'm like, please, just no one crazy be on this flight.
I would imagine that you have to deal with man spreading quite a bit on flights.
Every single flight, yes.
Yeah, man spread. You know what that is, Longoria. You're a big man spreader.
Oh yeah.
He goes, oh, yeah,
of course.
I'm a big man spreader. One more story I want to get out of here with North Korea defection. So we talked about that U.S. soldier that tried to defect to North Korea to avoid a court-martial. Well, now we got one going the other way. A North Korean soldier escaped into South Korea early Tuesday morning, local time, according to the South's military, less than 2 weeks after a North Korean civilian defected on foot across the border. Reporter Alex Jensen has more from Seoul.
Said to be a North Korean staff sergeant, he reportedly managed to defect across the military demarcation line within the eastern demilitarized zone that separates the Koreas. While the border is heavily guarded, South Korea has been encouraging defections from Pyongyang's authoritarian regime via powerful loudspeaker broadcasts.
I'm surprised that more North Koreans don't defect to South Korea. And if South Korea wants them to do, so North Koreans are starving to death, right? It's just a horrible food situation. They should be wafting food smells across the DMZ. Like bulgogi, Korean barbecue, smells delicious. Just set up a big Korean barbecue in the DMZ and be like, look at all this food we have. Come, defect. Anyway, I just wanted to update. I like a good defection story.
Longoria's Fact of the Day.
All right, it's National Radio Day today. And the 1920s brought the first broadcast station to the forefront. Around the world, listeners tuned in for news and world events for the first time. Radio ownership grew. In 1931, 2 out of 5 homes owned a radio. By 1938, 4 out of 5 owned a radio. And on October 1st, 1999, the first satellite radio broadcast occurred. World Space aired the broadcast in Africa.
National Radio Day.
Yep.
And I believe tomorrow is my 27th anniversary at WSB Radio. I think Sabrina's got me. Sabrina and Belinda might be the 2 longer running WSB Radio employees.
Beyond Slade?
Are you saying we're old?
No. So I think
You're right.
I think tomorrow is my 27th anniversary at WSB Radio. How long have you been here? Thank you.
A long time.
But you're younger than me, so that's even better.
Well, I mean, it's kind of nice to be able to play. I mean, it's unheard of in this business
Unheard
to be, here this long.
Yeah,
so, but
absolutely.
we're blessed.
All right, happy National Radio Day, Sabrina.
Well, congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Maybe Deborah will bring me in tamales. I don't want any.
Sabrina will make you a cake.
A coconut cake.
Are you guys ready for
yeah,
the Mark
maybe.
Aram star of the show?
All right, National Radio Day. Sabrina, Deborah, myself, Sweet Pea Longoria, and Yoki. Yoki's giving people butterflies back there. He gets star of the show. Doug Sovereign from KCBS joined us live from Chicago at the DNC. He gets a star of the show. Actor-singer Tyrese Gibson joined us. He gets a star of the show. Thane Rosenbaum, CBS legal analyst. Scott Slade joined us, as did Jordana Miller from ABC in Jerusalem. Big show tomorrow, for sure, including we're going to update the slain Paulding County officer. We're going to get an update on the fundraising efforts for his family. I will continue on National Radio Day, the social media throughout the broadcast, throughout the day, at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Don't go anywhere. Right after Sabrina's new newscast, I'm going to give you another keyword for your chance to win $1,000 in the 5K a day bonus blitz. In the meantime, stay safe. Have